Welcome back to the Apex Legends Master Circuit. I know you missed us. Well, it hasn't been that long if you've been watching since Europe. It's only 2 hours, so I hope you had a great lunch, found some beverages, relaxed a little bit on the couch, took a walk, maybe exercised, found a little bit of fresh air, and now you're back where your monitors are because that's where the action is. Our wild card continues for North America this time around, and it is just heating up here at our PlayStation tournament circuit for Apex Legends. My name is Rainday, and I am joined by Girl yet again, my partner in crime, to finish this off and start a great tournament yet again. Girl, how are we feeling going into North America? Second tournament of the day. Gotta be excited.
Well rested, absolutely. Had myself a good lunch and happy to be here as always. Exciting to see what unveils. Now we got a lot of good storylines earlier today, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot more good storylines tonight in the North American region.
I'm sure we are too. And you know, the other thing is I'm really very curious about the fact that you had red curry for lunch instead of yellow curry. We're not going to bring too much about that up, but just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, yellow curry is superior. We just got to throw that out there as well, and I know people in the chat can agree with me. Let's talk about how this format is going to run, though. We've got our wild cards qualifier set up pretty much the same way as last season. One big change, 5 games instead of 6. So you got to get the job done in, 17% less of the time, something like that. Up to 20 teams. We might have a packed lobby this time around, which will be very exciting in trios per usual. Girl, that's all, so they can get their teams in the right spot at the right time for the right amount of points.
Yeah, and speaking of points, this is how these teams are going to accumulate the points. So gaining first place in a lobby will grant you 12 points, second place will grant you 9 points, third place will grant you 7, fourth place will grant you 5, and fifth, vice versa, will grant you 4 points. 6th and 7th, as you asked earlier, 3 points. I think I hit that on the nail. And 8th to 10th is 2 points. And, your bottom 10 will get 1 or 0 points. So each elimination will net you 1 point. So the more kills you got, the higher you will be on the leaderboard. But you will have to pair that up with some good placement points to get your cash prizes here at the end of the day.
Prize pool is what it is. $600 for first place. First through fourth place teams will also receive a seat in the seasonal final. That's just an asterisk there because it looks like 5th through 10th, maybe they just go to the final. First and fourth place get some money and they get kicked out. See you later next time. No, just kidding. Everybody in top 10 gets to that seasonal final. And the question is, what are you going to do when you get there? Well, what are you going to do now? Because that's just skipping ahead a little too far down the road. And we got to follow it one brick at a time. It's BNB, bread and butter, back with a vengeance. But it's also fake Preds. It's CPT, who we had a great chance of talking to this week, girl.
Yeah, of course. We've got some new folks and some folks that have been competing for a very long time. Yeah, CPT did say that they're coming for a vengeance here. They want to win or nothing. And they look over their games and try and do better each and every time around. BNB are winners of last week. They're here to win as well, but we've got a lot of competitors: Punishers, Chihuahuas, Encrypted, Milk Bros, K's, Genji, no third parties, Team Velocity, Ramrod is back as well. Love to see them play today. Kings Canyon, new map, new competition, new strategies all involved.
Yep.
Last week, NA was really, really aggressive, and we're going to see how aggressive they're going to become this week. EU is kind of like a little bit of an opposite, and NA could be the opposite as well, or it could be the same thing.
Well, we'll have to find out. All of you at home, though, check it out. I know I'm talking about this a lot, but it's important. Compete.playstation.com is where you get all the information you need for your PlayStation tournament needs, whether it's finding our broadcasts or it's joining in in the fray yourself to win big prizes. You can be a part of it. All the information at compete.playstation.com. All right, let's start it off. We have game 1 on the books. We had some lunch. We relaxed. We got ourselves ready to switch gears to North America. There is a pace change. There is a pace situation that we sometimes see between Europe and North America. And it does end up being slower in Europe, faster in NA, traditionally. However, Kings Canyon, that's playing a big role in this, isn't it, girl? The new map, now that we're seeing Apex being played on, the smallest map, the easiest map to see these fights happen again and again and again.
Yeah, and this afternoon we're going to see a full pack lobby potentially, so it might end up being a little bit slower. There's a lot less room to take fights without
That's
getting
true.
third-partied than earlier today. We didn't have quite a full lobby, so we saw a lot of fights, a lot of 50-50s off a drop.
Yeah, you're looking for people when you have a lobby of 14. Sometimes you're going into zones you wouldn't go into. You're running across open terrain a little faster, a little more freely, thinking, let's find some action, let's get to the spot. And if everybody is there, add 6 more teams into the mix, blocking choke points, taking landing zones, it starts to be a different story. You start to move cautiously with trepidation, or at least with apprehension instead of carelessness each and every moment. Game's about to kick off, though. We have game 1 kicking off here for our Masters circuit. And, of course, that means we also get to see some of the legends that will be played as they select their teams going into it. I got to give a shout-out to my man Ronaldinho. Yes, the player, formerly for Brazil and Barcelona, but also the Revenant that we saw representing Europe last time. One of the only Revenants, girl. We're going to see some more spicy picks here in NA.
Yeah, so last week we've seen it all, really. We've seen Ashe, we've seen Horizon, we've seen Bloodhound, and we've seen Seer. There are a lot of legends to play. Dynasty on the Bangalore as usual. We've got Gun on Valkyrie. So what do you see? You see every legend, really. You see Caustic, you see
Vantage.
Mirage. Do you see a Vantage?
Where
do you see the Vantage?
Right by me, right by my shoulder.
Yep, static.
Chrome. Yep. That's Vantage there. I love it. I want to see more of this. See a little Newcastle there with Fables. I saw a couple Newcastles. So, all right, we've got ourselves in for a game. And a good vantage point for that game. Pun intended, my friends. We are heading into it. But from the skyline, we shall start. Fall into Kings Canyon. Seems like Circle is getting itself situated around containment. And all those on the outskirts will have to circumvent their way to a safe spot. Until then, though, it will be chaos as things look to start and settle. There will, of course, be the struggle, which is what we love. Any 50-50s on the board, girl? What are you looking at?
I don't see anything just yet, but here at the end we see a team going late map room, team going Caustic, no 50-50 just yet.
CPT,
someone flying right off of the map, but runoff. Take a look at runoff. 3 teams, maybe 2 spotted. Oh no, that's not looking too good at spotted. There actually might be 3 or 4 teams going spotted. Everybody left runoff. And went for the back of Spotted Lake. They had the same game plan there, and that's not going to look too good for them. But if they look back through the VOD, they'll know that there are some open spots to take. The other side of Bunker, Market, Swamps, Untaken, Pit as well. Isn't too bad of a loot spot. It has a little bit of weaponry there as well as armors.
Do we see Hydro Dam? I mean, was that open, or you think
Hydro's open?
Hydro's open. I like Hydro Dam. Actually,
I do too.
When I played ranked, really the only time I had the time and energy to try to play ranked, climbing through Diamond, and we landed at Hydro Dam every game. I was with Mark on set, and I think we played with E-Squared here and there. We played with Gaskin a little bit. I had another buddy of mine, one of my editors. No, not one of my editors. Well, he used to edit for me, actually. Good player, and then he ended up just being a friend that I played ranked with. I mean, there's a good rhythm I found on KC. That was really my only heavy ranked season, and so I definitely enjoyed it. Hydro's got a lot of nice rotation capabilities, good loot, and so I'm sure someone will try to take that one when they can.
It's been buffed this season, by the way. I don't know if you know that, but yeah, I was playing with AC and TSM Imperial Hal, and he was kind of mocking the draw spot. He's like, oh, why are we landing here? And I'm like, trust me, the loot is good, and the loot was good. It's always good in Hydro Dam as of late. But take a look at Rourke with the PK with the car, taking down Alex Toxic, the first kill of the lobby.
I do love a Rourke. It's a great name. Playing to the namesake. Toxic Rebel, excuse me. Jumping up and down, securing that location. Can be a bit chaotic in these buildings. They've got these nice 3 doors, but there's so many levels to them, and the top can be exposed. And obviously access with that zip line and from above, so you got to be careful. And you got to be aggressive to kind of own your territory. And that's pretty much the name of the game here when it comes to Apex. Nobody's going to give you anything. You gotta take it. It's more often that people will back off if they feel that you're coming on a little too strong versus someone who's just going to naturally not try to poke their head and see what they can get, see what loot bin is available just a little farther from where they drop. As we still have 20 squads left here. Round 1 starting to close. The change to this circle coming in at the beginning of Season 14. A much quicker awareness of where the circle is going to be at the end of Round 1, but a faster beginning to the close. A longer time before it gets there, but it starts closing much sooner. So you got to start making your way a little bit more quickly than usual. And we've already lost a squad. I'm not sure who it is, but we are no longer capped at 20.
Static have their sights on a team that was crafting right under them, but there's a good Valkyrie ulti to get away from Static. On the other side of the map, though, on the low ground, Danny, I think, picks up a kill here. It's great on him. It's a 2v2 situation, I think. He's going to come on outside, go for the revive. I think they actually wipe. Did they wipe? Yep, they did.
Yeah, they did. Got that team. And they're fighting in the zone. Yet again, this is going to happen a lot for these teams who take fights on edge. And it's sometimes not really avoidable. You can't give somebody your back as you're trying to just simply run away. Unless you have enough movement to guarantee you're not going to get taken down. Is that Rourke? I thought I might have seen that. It's Berserkers on the run. On the chase, excuse me. Oh, and right now, yes, on the run. Maybe I was just a little early with my call. It's not Rourke, it's Route. And Daniel spams. All right, well, we know exactly who this is. That's Fake Preds, a team you do not want to mess with. Yet Daniel spams, who we've seen play a lot of Seer, now on the Valkyrie, staying alive, hitting some good shots with the Volt. And I like this angle, able to drop off, able to see high ground, and able to keep the pressure on. There's really nowhere to escape. But he's going to go for the safer play. He's going to just get one up, because he gets to take this res here, and I like this play, girl. What do you think?
I like it just because they're anticipating a third party. So whether you get 2 knocks, you want your team fully up in case a third party does indeed come. And oh my goodness, he's got the 1v1. It took actually a lot of damage, a lot more than I would have hoped. Slightbox doing a great job. Slight flex with the G7 Scout, gets the elimination, gets the thirst on route, and they have to run away.
Oh, that's good. That is what we're talking about here. Fake Preds feeling a little bit of pressure. It's going to be that type of day, which is what I'm here for, especially when you consider how many good teams are in this lobby and just how many teams are in this lobby. Comparing it to Europe, who had 14, we now have 20, and that's just, it's just a great sight to see. You know, doesn't this also make you want to play? I mean, I've always had that experience watching sports and gaming. It just makes you want to get on and play.
Oh yeah, seeing all the fun that they're having and looking at a situation where someone's in a 1v1 or 1v2 and you're just like, pass me the controller, let me take over for a moment. You know, it's just like, it's so fun. It's so fun to watch, so fun to play.
When you were gaming, I'm assuming you game with your friends and family back in the day, and maybe you obviously now, but when you were couch gaming, was there ever the tendency to want to watch someone else perform it and do it well, or did you want to be the one who did it? Did you want, okay, give me the controller, let me do this, my turn, let me get a few kills, show you what I can do, kind of thing? What was your tendency? Because I was a watcher. I like to watch.
Oh, you're exposing me here, Rain Day. So I have a younger brother, and we used to take turns on the PlayStation. Yeah, the taking turns ended up being me on the PlayStation and him doing something else because I didn't really like sharing that much, and I got addicted. So
oh no,
I was definitely the person that wanted to play all the time. watching wasn't my thing. It was like, my turn, my turn, my turn.
My turn. Yeah, like that cousin or that brother or that sister that never forgets it's their turn. You know how you get in and it's like, let's switch off every death, you know, but you die so fast, you're like, no, let me get another one. It's
no,
like,
that didn't count. That didn't count.
My turn. Yeah, I mean, this is taking me back to the couch days. I'm sure everyone watching as well had a PlayStation. Probably have the experience right now. It's the weekend. I mean, this is the time. There's probably some new experiences like that taking place. Apex is a game that'll do it, but that's funny. It's a great story. I definitely I like taking turns to a certain point, but I also loved the vicarious experience of watching the content, and I think that kind of also gave me, you know, an appreciation for like streaming and tournaments and stuff like that, like casting and like the observation element of seeing someone play and like analyzing what they did well and not, and knowing it was a fun thing to do. I think it kind of helped both of us in different ways, you know.
I was forced to watch
the stuff that we're doing. Yeah, exactly.
I was forced to watch, but nowadays I do like watching. I like to see someone else's play style. These tournaments that we cast, we're also watching, right? And it is just so fun to see all of the different strategies last week. The dash into the bang TP, it actually worked out even though they were getting gate capped. It's just like, there's so much you can learn by watching, and I have an appreciation for that as well. And just good gameplay overall. There's just so many good teams that try things that you never would have thought to try, or you wouldn't have thought that was possible. Like, some people find the craziest rat spots, and you're just like, wait, why would you even be there?
How did you know this? You know, time, effort, and focus. A lot of it is work done behind the scenes. I think people don't recognize that enough. And if you are watching now, you know, having the appreciation of how seamless this looks, because you're seeing the finished product, but how hard it takes sometimes to even get to this position. Big shout out to all of our competitors competing today and who have signed up with compete.playstation.com to be involved in these tournaments, and everyone behind the scenes as well to help put it on. It takes a team. It takes a family really to get this all done, and certainly a great family here at the PlayStation side of things, and we're happy to be a part of it. Outsiders, well, maybe family is somebody they won't be thinking about now. Maybe they'll call them afterwards, tell them how the battle went, because it certainly seems like there's some hostility here, and they are on the better side of it. Attack the Wolf, Dinosaur Venom, and Harry Beanstalk cleaning that one up. 2 to 3 kills to their name, so they'll get off to the races soon with some KP and find themselves in an advantageous position here with Ring 3. About 1 minute and 20 before it sets on to start closing.
The Punishers are in a good spot. I think that is BNB that they're shooting at right now. They both have to rotate, though. They did push BNB off, our #1 team from last week. But do they have an idea of how or when to rotate? They don't have any rotational characters. And when I say rotational characters, I mean micro or macro. They didn't have a Wraith. They didn't have an Ash for that micro rotation. And they also didn't have a they did have a Bangalore. They also didn't have a Valkyrie. So the only thing they have is a Bangalore for the smokes and the rotation. They're just going to have to walk it in. I think they're playing it late because they don't have that rotational ability, and they want to just quietly rotate in when no one's looking. But there is a team on that high ground tower on 82, so it might be hard.
Well, sometimes that's just the way it is, especially when it comes down to Apex Legends. You use what you got, and you use it for good, and you'll probably be better off in that situation. I'm not sure how I love the preemptive focus of attention. I think the idea is right. Certainly execution is, BNB. Dying nasty, not missing much. Oh, and it takes the Bangalore heirloom right to the dome. And that's a kill for Die Nasty, following up a nasty spray. 6 kills all the way for B&B. This team is awake.
Those beams are just way too perfect. Wouldn't want to be in the crossfire of that squad. Top 10 though, Outsiders. They have a high ground position here on artillery wall. They won't be in the next round though, and they're going to find that out right now. So they will have to figure out, do they want to go from tunnel? Do they want to play the outer edge? If I were them, the outer edge seems like the best from where they're standing, but they also don't have the knowledge that I currently have, so it'll be a hard decision to make. Take a look at this zone pull. It's going all the way south, so tower team won't have a great spot either right now.
Tango spotted.
All right, Berserkers kicking off what has already been a really nice start to their tournament. What's it going to take to keep it up here? Slight flex with the R301. Oh, gets smoked away. That's a benefit that you're seeing now of what happens when somebody smokes an opponent, how effective that can be. And it's to the Bangalore, no less. And look who it is, Dr. Magic and CPT. Unfortunately, Curiosity going down. Dr. Magic may be in trouble there, but he finds 1 kill. He's looking for the shield swap. I don't think he can get it. That's CPT out. Dr. Magic out. You know they're going to come back stronger. That's what we learned in that interview with him and dropping him this week, but unfortunately not the way they wanted to start this one.
He's going to have to smoke off his teammate and get that revive if he can, but I don't think he wants to do it too quick. He doesn't want the attention of this team, but they're looking directly at him regardless of whether he wants their attention or not. Slight flex, last one remaining. No ultimate in hand. He does have a respawn beacon, though, if he does want to get the double revive off. He might be able to, but this zone is going to hurt. Revive now or never revive at all.
Outsiders with a huge shot. Harry Beanstalk approaching this one. One of the only Gibraltars we're seeing in this meta, and they're rocking quite an interesting squad. One I'm very curious to see how it plays out in the near future over these next 5 games. Newcastle and the Gibraltar, double shielding and some flexible rotational shielding. This is my original aspect, or this original concept of how Newcastle is best played. As an off-tank, not carrying the main tank positions, but alongside a Watson or alongside a Gibraltar. I ultimately think this can be successful for them, but they're running out of resources. And here's the issue that they've got to somehow find out. There's a team to their back that is being a bit of a nuisance, and there's a team in front of them that they just can't get damage on. So how do they clear it away? No grenades to play off of, no ordinances, no ultimates, and they're losing their castle wall heavily right now. Someone has got to make a move. I don't think they have any more time.
No, they don't. The Valk ult isn't going to cut it right now. So it gets canceled or they decide not to use it. They have Dome up soon. They use it, and I don't think that they can Valk ult because it loses 25% of its ability once it's used and canceled. So they bid their time, but they really have to use that Dome aggressively. Otherwise, they're stuck here. Now, can they get the Newcastle shield back up to save themselves? Possibility. There is a short... Oh, I think the Newcastle is actually knocked. They're going to get pushed here. Massive's going to come through. 1-shot, 2-shot pump, and they are going to be out of this game, but maybe not before taking down Raptor. Okay, Raptor does a good job staying alive. That is great. Outsiders, Chihuahua eliminated. We're already at the top 4, Rainday.
I can't believe it. Actually, girl, you just woke me up. Top 4? I felt like we were top 9 literally 2 seconds ago when that fight started, but that's just a showcase of how long those 2 legends can hold the worst position possible. Nowhere to go. Literally no damage being done to the other team. Simply fish in a barrel. That was a strong barrel. Or that was a lot of fish. I don't know what needs to be said to make that metaphor accurate, but they survived a long time in a tough situation. Bodes well, excuse me, for that competition, having some staying power. Can't wait to see what happens in game 2 if they stick with it. CCS, though, part of our top 4. As things are starting to get tight We do not have any of the teams that maybe we would have thought coming into this that would have been our top 4. Axolotl has a great vantage point here on high for the rest of the 3 teams. They're getting pressured out, but they do not have to go anywhere. And anyone who's going to try to challenge this is going to be in trouble. As you can just see right there, static leader, see you later. Back to lobby. Why don't you have some fun spectating? That's what Danny likes to say. And it's certainly going to be the end of those 2 players. 1 still remains, though, so we have 4 squads left. And, yeah, I'm liking Axolotl's position.
Yeah, they have a great position. They've got the high ground. No one can really angle them out just yet. CCS is playing low ground. They're not getting shot up too much until now. Dead out, has to heal, only has shield cells, unfortunately. Grabs some bats from his teammate real quick. Good med. Good med sharing, but med sharing a little bit too late as they're on the low ground. They got angled out. Oh, they're getting the revive and they're getting pushed up on at the same time. But this team is hesitating, Rain Day. Yeah. Chief Louie, it's got to let the team know we got to push. We got to use our sear scan in that situation to cancel that revive. That would have been perfect from them. 2 squads remaining. It's just going to be a straight-on 3v3. But this team has triple reds. They've got Massive. They really got a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, and you know what? Small thing, but you should know this in game. You love the gold shield. You got to switch out here because you typically don't have time to take advantage of the healing. It's much more effective to just have that extra 25 health because it's pretty much an all-in affair right here, especially in this final circle 3v3. So Axolotl are the ones who push first. After Die does a lot of damage. Can they capitalize on it? I feel like that was enough, and it's definitely distracted them. Danny GC and them have had no pressure, and Axolotl with a nice sideways flank. Fine game number 1, going quite calmly their way.
Yeah, really, they didn't get third party. The team just hesitated a little too long, and they've picked up a lot of kills. I feel like this Wraith Octane Horizon combo's perfectly suited for their playstyle, kill after kill after kill. But not only that, they took one of the best positions, if not the best position in that entire end zone. So you know that they've been playing Rankings Canyon. They know their stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great thing to pick out. I'm glad you mentioned that, girl, because sometimes it can feel like an accident. But if you know where the zone is going to end, that's a lot of where the comms are. How do we prioritize getting to these positions before other teams and making sure that we can hold them, we can establish presence, and, you know, by firing, by pressuring, by kind of showing up with our bullets from range, discouraging teams from challenging us on here and trying to take our spot, and then ultimately using that to slowly but surely win as the circle heads in our favor. Axolotl jumping out in front in North America. Didn't start that way, though. Got a lot of the Punishers doing what their namesake is supposed to do, punishing. Couple of nice shots here from the 30-30 as well. Just to note, I have not seen a ton of G7 scouts in this game. Not sure if that's going to be a trend across North America or if that's just what we were able to catch. But B&B certainly will have a couple of kills coming out of this one.
Yeah, there are a lot of great highlights. Coldless with the clutch there against a really good team. Or, well, Coldless's team, Berserkers, slight flex, taking down one of our strongest competitors in North America there. Outsiders, I love this comp. I loved seeing them survive for so long. But I think, you know, once you know you're cornered, once you know you have nowhere else to go and you're getting pressured so much, you need to use that dome a little bit aggressively so you can close that gap with the team underneath you. Axolotl did a great job clearing their back and then going forward.
It definitely was, in my opinion, a bit of an issue in terms of how they were able to manage the defensive possibilities they had. But my goodness, we'll talk about that at another time. Holy moly, that's a big game. That's a great game to start it all off. 16 kills, that's going to be a 28 points. Nothing like the 37 we saw in the beginning of Europe, but hey, I mean, nothing to slouch at here, girl.
Yeah, in the lobby that was much bigger, so less room to really get those kills, but they managed to find team wipes, and mostly clean team wipes. They've done a great job securing that end game, pushing the team on their back, winning their 3v3 consistently, one after another after another. And for a team that doesn't have much defense, they have no Gibby, they have no Caustic, they gotta win. So that's all that really matters. Told ya, NA, very aggressive, and you can see in their team comps.
Yeah, I like this quite a bit when it comes to, you know, finding confidence with execution, and they certainly did execute. To me, you know, it's not a matter of if you can, it's knowing that you can. It's that confidence that sometimes you kind of need the experience to really confirm. And they've definitely confirmed it. They know, you know, this roster isn't about D. It's about going forward. We just have to be aggressive. Oh, we can. We won game 1. We know we can do that in game 3, 4, 5, and 2 if we need to. Milk Bros, on the backside of that, got some good placement points, some decent elims, but watch out for B&B and Berserkers, both with 9 elims, even though their placements were not close to Milk Bros, who came in second in terms of overall points. They put themselves well on top because of those 9 eliminations.
Oh yeah, wow. There were a team that won last week, B&B, Milk Bros. They're the team that just weren't able to win that 3v3 at the end in the top 2 situation. Berserkers, we've seen them, Slight Flex doing a great job. They also got 9 kills. CCS, they got themselves 3 kills, but they managed to stay alive to 3rd place, and that's what really matters. We've got 5 teams with 10 points or more. This is looking to be a great tournament. CPT, though, they're in our 7th place. They fought a lot, but they just seem to fall a little bit short in terms of placement.
Well, let's see here what we can get in terms of our 11th through 20th place storytelling. Well, the story is they've got to wake up. No problems there. Just game 1. Not always going to be the perfect start to any game, but I will say that you've got to find a way to get more effective than that, especially when you are looking at trying to win this thing. You're already 28 points behind. It's a great opportunity, though, to be in this tournament, girl, because you get a chance to keep fighting, keep learning, keep going, and that's how you improve.
And from the vibe that I'm getting from the entire lobby, it's like you never know who's going to win in the next match. I don't know if we'll see repeat winners back-to-back or triple back-to-back-to-back. So that's what's really exciting about this lobby is you never know who's going to win. Maybe Fake Breads make a comeback and they take over the whole lobby from our bottom 10 to our top 10. You never know, and we're about to find out.
Well, that is what makes this tournament so great. We go back-to-back with Game 1 and 2, so we have only a few moments before we start getting into Game 2. It's a good time to be an Apex Legends fan. And I also like reading the chat. I know that you all are watching. You're all hanging on all channels, PlayStation. Feel free to hit us up on Twitter. Feel free to hang out in the chat and tell us what you're feeling, how you're enjoying the games. And also on YouTube, checking out some PlayStation YouTube right there. I've been seeing you guys on the Master Circuit Season 2 say hello. Clezio Games saying what's up right there. And, of course, showing some PlayStation love in the chat and our Twitch chat as well. We got Anali 3D holding down the mod section. Appreciate you. And we'll continue to do some shout outs. Feel free to ask questions and stay engaged. That's part of the fun of this tournament that we've got going on the Master Circuit, girl.
I have a question for you, Rain Day, if you don't mind. I know I'm not in the chat right now, but why don't you think we've seen much Vantage gameplay? I know we've had a Vantage, and I know that her sniper is really good, but why aren't we seeing any succession with her in these tournaments?
Well, I think to me, the reason characters don't get as much playtime as maybe they ought to early on is how do we develop as humans and ought to? What is the process of getting into this is the way something should be done? I think one of the things it is experience and proven results. And I think that ultimately is why in a generation before us, people said, go to school, go to college, get a job, work 20 years, get your thing. People now are going, okay, proven results haven't shown that. And now we got to do something a little different. We got a side hustle. We got to make content. We got, so things are changing. But that's how you get this. That's what you should do. And I think that's how I've seen every character come into the meta. Somebody pioneers that character. Some team showcases the way that it works. What that does is sets the template for everyone to know a successful route to play. And I think new characters, good or bad, tend to take time in developing that successful template. And with the Apex Legends Global Series being on pause, with the PlayStation wildcards just coming back, I think Vantage is just a character that needs more experimentation and needs someone to really pioneer her as a legend in a team composition, not just as a character, in a team comp that works. And that is what we haven't seen. And so for me, it's like, why would you risk? Why would you decide that, I don't know, going to, nothing against clowns, but instead of skipping high school and going to clown school and then going to college or trying to get a college degree would make sense. It's like everyone's like, go to high school, that helps you get to college, not clown school. We don't know. We don't know that. Maybe it works. Maybe there's a clown out there who said, Rain Day, that's exactly how I got into college. I took clown school and then I got accepted into Princeton. You're so wrong about that. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe we're all doing it wrong. But no one knows until it becomes widespread. And I think that's kind of the fun part about it, girl. We have probably legends. Here's what I'm going to say. There are probably at least 2 legends out there that could be involved heavily in Apex Legends competitive esports that no one will ever find out about because no one is willing to pioneer them and take the early L's in order to find the long-standing W's with them and see how they fit in our upcoming roster. So it's one of those things.
So which 2 legends do you think are underrated? Do you have any in mind? Maggie?
I think Maggie is underrated. I think you could make something happen. I think you can make something happen with... I can't say that I am surprised. I think you can make something happen with Loba. Yeah, but I think also Loba isn't played right now because people are not as confident with some of her abilities. They're not. It's the same thing with Maggie. Not everyone trusts that ball is going to go exactly where it needs to go. I've heard pros complain about the fact that it's like unreliable in some ways. Sometimes it'll go straight towards the target. Sometimes it'll like go sideways, get stuck. And you're like, dude, that's the reason I have that. If I can't rely on that, well then, and it's like what legend? Gibraltar. You don't have to worry about throwing his dome shield down and whether it'll show up or not. I mean, it's gonna, Newcastle. See, these things become really easy for us to accept once we see them and know that there's really not an easy chance for him to mess up. But that's the name of the game. I think Loba, and I think, who did I say before?
Maggie?
Maggie. I think those are 2 legends that we could definitely be seeing widespread in competitive. But it's just too risky for people.
Yeah, we've seen pros try out Mad Maggie before, for sure. We've seen some success with her, and we've seen some people not have success with her. So you definitely have to have the right people on the Legends, for sure. Aggressive team comp with the nothing to lose mindset, because once you throw that ball, once you follow through, you're in there, and you can't really turn back around for the most part. So that's something that comes along with Mad Maggie. And Loba, I actually have played with her on my team in a tournament before, and she's really good late game because you can, once a team dies right beside you, you pop your shop open, you have red armor instantly. You get as much ammo as you need. If you're out of ammo late game, I need light ammo, I need light ammo. Loba pops a shop, there's 1,000 light ammo in the shop. So she really excels in late game. So I definitely see both of your points right there. And as we get into our first fight, oh my goodness, 40 energy ammo, but we are in this building. We're in a close range fight. We're getting shot from the back. We're trying to aim. We're hitting for 30. We get a knock. Sloth goes down. Very good shield so they can heal up right behind it.
Incredible start to this game. We're seeing some high-level play going on. Some high-level play. Very big fan of this. And it continues to get exciting. And that's all we really want. We just want exciting, fun moments here in Apex Legends. Also, good questions, girl. I think part of it is that it's nice to have these theoretical conversations because they ultimately give us a lot of information. I think it also can help you too, and players as well. When you think like that, it also helps you understand why things are the way they are within the game as of now. You know, people are like, why isn't Lifeline used? Why isn't, you know, I think...
she doesn't got a shield.
Yeah, she doesn't have a shield. But, you know, when you have the conversation with yourself and you kind of, you know, you challenge yourself to think about it,
yeah.
There oftentimes is an answer. There's oftentimes a reason. And... you know, that only helps you when you get educated on it, and it helps you to then, now that you know the information, now you can make whatever decision you want. But instead of, like, championing the idea that, oh, people are, you know, why not? Why not? Why no Mirage? Why no, you know, Lifeline? It's like, well, you could stay there, or you could really, you know, try to uncover it. I think it's always fascinating, at least in my neck of the woods of content and commentary.
Yeah, I've often got those kind of questions in Twitch chat, actually. So I feel like that might be a part of the reason why I'm so well prepared to answer some of these questions is either I think of it or, yeah, I've got thousands of people asking me, like, these type of questions. What comp should I play? Why can't, you know, like, why is this a good legend to play? And I have to answer those questions, you know, with... some thought process behind it, not just because Loba looks good. No, her shop does an incredible job late game, and it works, right? So definitely good to ask yourself questions like these. And there are so many comps in this tournament that are working out. Velocity goes down. Now it's a 3v2. They're going to use the jump pad. Why are they using the jump pad? Because they got a knock. They know it's a 3v2 situation, so they should full commit on this and get this wipe as fast as possible before they get third party.
Love the idea of going high ground too. It gives you the least amount of movement to get the most amount of space to be covered. Now you just got to hit your shots. Dragon Monkey doesn't hit enough to feel too confident, but goes inside. It's going to help with this 2v1. Dang! Got to kick up that sensitivity on that turn, but luckily they've got a Newcastle, and this is kind of what I enjoy about this squad, being able to see that Newcastle revive. You move faster. You got more shielding based on the blue and the white, and that makes it so it's a little bit easier to get those reses off. Really what the character was meant to do. Tons of buffs from Newcastle, a big winner in Season 14. And no third parties will clean that up, despite, you know, a little bit of a slip up right there.
Yeah, and Klepto did the perfect thing, the exact thing Seer should do. After a team fight happens, after you win, you scan around immediately to know if you're getting third partied or not. So great job from all of them. The quick res, the scanning, the shots. Like you said, the sensitivity. I don't know, it felt like a little too fast or a little too slow at times. It's like either or, but hey, they go into the next fight and they'll do even better. You ever have those moments where you put in a full clip and you miss, and then your next...
No, just kidding.
And then your next clip, you hit like 80 or 90 times better. I don't know what it is, but your mind kind of like, you know, takes account for how much your hand moved or your thumb moved, and then you're immediately better right after that, so...
Well, you ever like gone and you know, taken a shot like at a basketball or something I mean, it's like, to me it's like, you know, you're like, whoa, trying to throw something into a trash can, you know, a paper ball into a trash can, and then you try, well, let me get one more, and then you're much closer. It's like, you're right, you know, we're constantly making adjustments. To me, it's more about how fast can you make those adjustments. I think that is the sign of a great pro player. One of the signs, at least. It's not about whether you do everything perfect. Nobody can do everything perfect in a crazy game like this, but can you do it perfectly or close to perfect the second time, the second clip? Can you make that happen? How many magazines before you get on track? That's the difference in high-level play, and it's a great example, and that I think most people can experience in their lives too. You know, you just let me one more time, and you're right. You know, we are adjusting organisms, humans. That's one of our benefits.
BNB's in a fight with Axolotl here, and they take one of them down. Raptor trying to survive using the ulti to escape. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. Now there's only one member on Axolotl alive for the taking, but that's 2 kills going to BNB. And as we were talking about earlier, so much variety of skill, of great teamwork, good compositions. It's all here, and we most likely might see a new winner in our game number 2. I want to expose a few people in chat if they want to expose themselves here. How many Kraber shots does it take to hit 1? What about you, Rain Day?
Me? Hit 1? 1. I'm no 2.
Oh,
I would say 2. I'm a really good Kraber adjuster.
Oh, that's good.
I would never ever say that about, you know, everything. I could probably shoot a longbow shot 7 times before I hit it on the 8th. But Kraber, I'm pretty good about Krabers.
Oh, that's good to hear.
One of my better weapons, you know. When we 1v1'd, I really beat you in that Kraber match.
I must have forgot it for a reason.
I was just making that up. I think we might have 1v1. I'm not sure how we went with the Krabers though. It was a long time ago. Yeah. What about you? What about you? What's your? I think the wingman is one people can also have a conversation with, as we're looking at here. The latest sniper in Apex Legends. LOL.
Wingman.
How many shots before you correct your wingman? Because that's one of those you can miss the whole clip on and then do it again.
Yeah, for me right now, the wingman's a hit or miss. I don't really pick it up. I find it really hard to track horizons in her Q, in her gravity lift in the air with the wingman. So I feel like I'm at a disadvantage if I'm using it very much. Because if I had an R301, I could track the horizon 10 out of 10 times and at least do 110 damage. But with the wingman, I'm either hitting or missing, and it's not as consistent. So that's why I lay off the wingman these days. Oh my goodness, the grenades are coming in. The ulti is coming in. They're getting sucked. Also, the Gibraltar ultimate's coming in. This is going to be a 2v3 by nades alone, it seems.
Oh, man. But you know what? Rastafari, man, gonna grab a KP here. If all is done well, you know you're like risking that little hesitation. You know you'll get it, but you just don't want to get down before you can get that KP. 1 point to the board. And you know, some of these teams, that's where you got to start. 1 point. 1 point. That's it. And just keep building off of that. Rourke, we saw the play earlier. This is Rastafari Man coming from behind, and it's a 1v1. Can he take that aggressiveness and turn it into something? He can. Rastafari Man of Chihuahuas putting in work. And Rourke is the unfortunate beneficiary of Rastafari Man's bullets.
Honestly, the sneak up, I don't even think I heard him sneak up right there, so that was really good.
Yeah.
Play by him and recovering his teammate's banner. Now, do Milk Rose jump from their high ground to take this Gibby kill? From prior knowledge of how they play, I feel like they won't. They're going to play it easy. They're going to play it safe. They might Valk all and try and get into a good position. I feel like they're a position-heavy team. Unfortunately, they lost Chief Louis, but that doesn't mean they won't do well this game. Unfortunately for them, though, 14 squads remaining. It is going to be a tough end zone. Really, there's a lot of layers in artillery that you can try and play, but since there's so many teams alive already, it's going to be hard to snag one of those positions.
It certainly is. But you know what? Anything worth doing might have some difficulties along the way.
Look at Fake Preds coming in and Basebird in the choke.
You know what? This is going to be tough. Daniels, bam. And they've got a full roster, too. They are very confident in being able to push this. Now, there's going to be 2 to 3 teams on the right-hand side. Each here, bottom right-hand corner, the blue team is Fake Preds, who are watching on screen right now. To the right, you are about to see at least 2 different teams. Now, only 1 because they've taken down the rat that was right next to them. But that'll surely be enough for Fake Preds to notice and hear the sound of Noki Varus and the rest of those squads. So pay attention here. It's K's, Gen G, who may be ending up, if they don't do a big rotate, may end up running into fake Preds here.
I keep seeing teams just run around the edge of the storm. Now, this storm is going to hurt once it closes in, so you don't want to get caught in a fight. You don't want to get kept out of here. So having a game plan about now would be a good idea. Fake Preds on the low ground. Doesn't seem like anyone is on tower just yet, but there is a team racing them there. They're going to take zip line. They're going to go for high ground. They're getting shot from the low ground. But this is a great idea coming in from them. I believe this duo underneath is split from their team. Jet Life seems to be on his own, just riding it out on the edge of the mountain. Does he belong to them, or is that a different shade of green? I think that's a different shade of green.
Shades of green, that, you know, that's not my expertise, I'll tell you that. I would have signed up for an art class versus a commentary gig today if that was. And trust me, it is for some people. Got a great owl that I painted still hanging up in my parents' living room though. Trust me, not really worth talking about much more than that. But hey, means a lot to me. An example of why I stopped being an artist. And B&B, well, they could do whatever they want. In fact, everything that they put together so far that will last in terms of this VOD has been pretty spectacular. Let's see if they can continue it up. Dark forced against the black hole to go to the outskirts of the wall. They'll stop the pull, but they won't stop the pressure. Dark now trying to get inside the smallest room possible. They've got one exit closed off, and that's not by their own volition. That's a Newcastle who has really made things a little bit difficult. And look at this, the res under the shield. It's just not going to be enough. Another team here coming through. Is this B&B who's trying to get involved? We know Dinosaur Venom is right on the outside. No, it is Dr. Magic and CPT who are coming in to try to find the kill. It is Logan and Dr. Magic who are finding these angles. That's going to be a cleanup by them. 7 kills. You may need to get out of that one before you can't get out of the room. And too many boxes pile up. But they'll take their time looting. That was a well-planned third party. And it has now left us with 7 squads left, girl.
I love that from CPT. Even though they're a duo, they recognize, hey, they're stuck in a corner. They're pinched. They also lost a member. We need to take advantage of this. Less players in the lobby is much better for them. They get higher placement and extra kills. What's not to love about that, and what's not to love about them taking advantage of a situation like that? So they're in the zone. They're doing great. They've got a lot of loot and a few more teams to take out along the way. If they can find themselves another third party, I think they should take it again and again and again. Noki, on the other hand, coming into the zone a little bit late, getting gate kept by fake Preds. They're doing a great job. They took down the one. I think there's 2 left to go. I think this is a full 3-on-3 situation. Hard to hit behind that respawn beacon. Now Daniel's getting shot in the back. He's gonna heal up. But the shots are not connecting thus far. He does see the team behind him, and 98 from across the map. That's Daniel Spams. That's fake Preds. That's the fake Preds we love to see. They're not a bottom 10 type of team, usually. And they're showing here today why they are going to rise up in the leaderboards right after this.
And we saw Daniel Spams not on Seer last game. I'm not sure what legend it was, but I remember specifically mentioning that I believe he was playing somebody else besides Seer. I'm not quite sure. But ultimately, I like to see Daniel right where we know Daniel needs to be. Getting the information for the squad and hitting those long-range beams. CPT, Dr. Magic, and Logan still on the backside of artillery. But look at this, Dynasty wanting to break the door down. 1, 2 kicks. They're coming in for you. It's B hit B. Can they handle it? It's fake Preds. Eliminated. Dynastied with another one. ADMP getting on it. 11 kills so far for them. And CPT wants in on the action. But CPT, do you know who you're going up against? I'm not quite sure. Armor swap's going to make this even harder. Logan might have to get out of here. And I think that's exactly what they're going to try to do. Dr. Magic with a nice kill on Owope. But look at this. Did they really pull this off? Logan and Dr. Magic still alive, I believe. And B&B only ADMP left, and for me, that's a win. Wow, they got him.
Are they both alive, or did one of them go down? I think one of them went down, but anyhow, they're taking down B&B. Oh, yeah, they are both alive. How did Dr. Magic manage to stay alive? They push. Oh, and he's got a Kraber. Take a look at this. He's popping the shield battery. Top 3 situation. They're pushing, even though B&B had 0 knocks. They went in confidently, and that's what we're talking about. Confidence makes a difference in a team. Oh my goodness, that was so nice. Close. I think I heard it hit the fingernail. Take a look at this. No shot just yet, but slow and steady wins the race. Top 3, boys. Let's see who ends up winning it all.
Oh, Logan! Nice shots. Nicer than you would expect. That is a small window. No fingernail damage in Apex Legends, but that one, that hit body and flesh. And so that will take CPT into a bit of an advantage here resource-wise. That's 150 to heal up. So that's a shield battery or about 6 shield cells. Quite a lot. And Logan holding this low ground. I like the play. Nice adjustment from focus of attention too. ADMP playing outside as Horizon, really smart. And in fact, this is probably going to be the biggest problem for the two teams up on top and below. Just the fact that they have a character who can simultaneously, whether things go well or bad, switch being on high ground or low ground with just one tactical. Logan and them are pretty much committed to that building by now. But on the outside, ADMP is not, and that is B&B still alive, representing. So a top 3, maybe for the ages here. Can Logan and Dr. Magic pull something off? Or will ADMP do the solo clutch that we have seen before?
It's going to be tight for sure. The zone is closing. It's ending here on just this side of the building. Now, I think CPT have a great position. They can exit through the doorway, but they have the team right above them that will peek down. Now, it's ADMP in a good enough rat spot to stay alive before these two teams fight. It's hard to say. It really is. He's outside. The other team should be able to spot him from above, but I wouldn't get to know unless I saw it from their angle. Are they looking for him? Do they have a scan legend? Are they scared of the Kraber? A lot of things to consider.
You're right, girl. And you know what? There is a way out. I mean, they could all go outside. If they don't want to drop, they can go outside. And I think that may be what I see Logan and Dr. Magic do. These just don't feel like heal-off type players. And I think they're going to try to get aggressive. But is CCS going to go outside first? Because obviously Logan and them are forcing them away from that staircase, right? I wouldn't want to drop because I've got a Kraber there. So I would go outside and hold the outside door, which means I'll have a 3v2 face-to-face, and ADMP will be the player that I see first. So I have a feeling that this could go very well in the favor of Logan and Dr. Magic. But look at this. As I say it, the problem for them is that they are going to get stuck in that building if they don't make a move now. And I think that's what they're going to do. They are not going to make a move. They're going to go up into the gravity lift. That was a tough decision. And I didn't want to call it bad, but I just think that they waited too long. CPT eliminated. And it is definitely going to be CCS who comes out on top here in Game 2. What a performance by all of these teams, though. You just got to give them credit for hanging in there and doing things the right way. CCS, they're the winners.
Yeah, honestly, it was a tough call. Walking forward, they would have got shot from above, so they tried going in from behind. Storm damage, it was a lot. It really was. And if they jumped down and allowed CPT to take high ground off of them, like if they jumped down early, may have worked out. You never know. You never know. But it was CCS that played the long game, the long con, and ended up winning.
You know, they gave up, though, 2 points right there because second, third, and first go 7, 9, and 12 points. ADMP on B&B, it's a team that CPT are competing with. for me, I'm recognizing that, and I'm trying to go outside, and I 2v1 ADMP. I force him into a gravity lift. He goes up. Maybe we get cannibalized because, the team on top, CCS, shoots ADMP. But that's our best play because we force ADMP out into an uncomfortable position where, both of us are at risk, and we have 2 players instead of 1, so we'll probably survive. And then, of course, it allows us to make a play, get another placement. That's 3 extra points they would have gotten if they would have done that. 2 versus placement, 1 versus KP. I think waiting was the wrong call, and they'll look back at that, and I think they'll analyze it and say, yeah, we probably should have been more aggressive there. We shouldn't have played for the win. We weren't in a position to win, and so we should have just played for what was our best scenario, which was getting a kill, getting 2 more points, and then, hey, maybe you get lucky with an armor swap, and then you can still win. But at the end of the day, it's not what happened, and they will go back to the drawing board. Good games by all 3 teams, though, to get to that point, girl.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think analyzing it, you did the right analysis. They could have gotten those 3 extra points. I don't know if they knew the team above them was a full 3, but if they did, you're definitely right. It's just really hard, especially after tanking that much damage. Might as well just Horizon queue up from the door, if anything. Yeah. And then you at least have a chance, because after taking in, 80 damage of flesh on both guys, it's quite hard.
Yeah, and look how much that Horizon Q actually stopped CCS from killing ADMP. I mean, this took, 7 seconds, right? Where ADMP survived by himself. I think a Horizon Q right there, open the door, throw it right outside the door. You both jump out, you go straight up, you're above CCS. I mean, you make things happen. I think that's the kind of aggressive play we probably would have seen, and we will see next time. But right now, they're going to go back, look at it, probably watch a little bit of the VOD as much as they can until it's time to go, and then go, okay, all right, you're right. That's what we should have done. Dead out killer. IDG Gunna and CCS Joker are your winners this time around. Not a lot of damage, not a lot of shots or kills. Hey, but they were the last team standing, and at the end of the day, that's what a battle royale is all about.
Looks like they may have had a rough start since they didn't get that much damage. They probably didn't see anyone for the whole game, so imagining they had a rough drop, needed banner recoveries, had to come in super late. Otherwise, you would have seen at least some poke damage from that team. But hey, they ended up winning, so from a bad game to a good game. BNB first place. They got that second place from the placement points there, leading with 36. Axolotl with 28 and second. CCS at 26 points. Yeah, what do you take away from this leaderboard?
I love that we're seeing teams play the aggressive approach to win tournaments that aren't match point. I think, if anything, I've seen more and more of that come into Apex Legends, where you see 24 eliminations, 48 eliminations, and you're not leading placement, right? But you're still well out in front. You got to play the format, and that is what these teams are doing, and it's going to work for 90% of the situations you go into an Apex Legends lobby. You don't need first every game if you're outscoring everyone by 12 points. That's essentially getting your own first every game, no matter where you scored. Your placement points are added on top. Shout out to Rastafarian Man and the Chihuahuas. Got himself definitely an extra point, I think, in terms of placement, 2 points in terms of kills on that solo Gibraltar play. But at the end of the day, it has been a spicy start to North America. My goodness, this is fun. And if you want to get involved, I heard a lot of people in the chat asking about, are these guys pros? Have they been here before? No, you don't have to be a pro to be involved in this. You might become one, but it all starts at compete.playstation.com, where you can get all the information you need to sign up, take advantage of what we do at PlayStation tournaments, hosting these tournaments, big cash prizes on the line, and an opportunity to be seen and highlighted and showcased in our master circuit, our wild cards every day up until the grand finals. We've got 4 of these. We're on number 2. We're on North America, and we're just at game 2. We've got 3 more games to go, but we're going to take a quick break before then, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got more Apex Legends Masters Circuit coming at you. We just had 2 great games. My name is Randy. I am joined by Girl, and we are so, well, I don't know. I'm thrilled. How are you? Are you thrilled? Are you ecstatic for the next 3 games?
I'm very thrilled for the next 3 games. As the tournament comes to an end, like that final game is kind of like the sweet spot for me. It's the most exciting game, so that's what we're leading up to.
It certainly is. And big shout out to Girl's background. There's a couple of things we have the exact same, but aren't on display for me and are on display for her, which I'm a little sad about because we could have had some synergy there. Unlike CCS, who didn't need extra synergy, they had all they needed in Game 2 as they took the win. Better position, high ground, which isn't always the case in Apex, but was the case for them in that situation. And now we see the leaderboards where they have climbed up to 3rd. BMB, despite not placing higher than CCS over the course of 2 games, has nearly triple their elims, and that is what has put them ahead of the pack with 36 points. Only Axolotl, our winners of Game 1, can't chase them. But CPT, Dr. Magic, and Logie Slays, Logan, have made a nice effort to bring themselves within 4 and try to tie this up over the next couple of games.
All right, and these are our teams that weren't able to do it. Ramrod, I hate seeing them down there on the leaderboard. They've been in our Master Circuit for a really long time, but I hope they're having fun. I hope they're enjoying themselves, and I hope to see them make the top 10. I want to see them in our seasonal final.
Yeah, I mean, seasonal final, that was a fun time, and I think we saw so many storylines connect, and part of what this is like reading a great book. I don't know, do you read a lot, Girl?
Not anymore. I used to love reading. Now I do more like self-help kind of reading, and they're really fun books as well.
Well, more on that in a second because I want to know what you're reading. But also, when you have a story that builds, you have a first act, a second act, a third act. A lot of books, sometimes parts 5, which is actually really appropriate. We have part 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are 4 wildcard events. Part 5 is that nice finale, kind of crescendo into the resolution, and that's what our grand final is. And that's where we get to see all of these teams, the excitement of beginning it, seeing all these teams finally in the same lobby together after all these weeks, but then also seeing how this thing unfolds and who takes home the grand prize. So like a great book, we are building a crescendo and a storyline here, and I think CPT, BNB, certainly, now at this point, CCS, we have to start talking about them, and Axolotl, a part of that narrative. Which part will they play? Main character, the stranger who bumps into the main character and is only in there for 1 scene, never to be seen again, or maybe the antagonist, somebody who plays spoiler to the hero of our story, making things a little harder than they have to be, but ultimately not the real enemy of the show, the antagonist who might be the direct counter to our hero. Which one is CPT? Which one is BNB? I don't know, but I'm happy to find out here in Game 3 as we kick it off. Kings Canyon hyping me up, flying over Gauntlet, Octane. You can feel the stem coursing through my veins, as well as hopefully all of you back home as we begin our journey down and down. See who will be the last one remaining standing.
All right, excited to see the Revenants, the Vantages, the Daniel Spam, Seer perhaps. Ninja's gonna go with Octane. Daniel Spam is going with Valkyrie. All right, are Fake Preds going to switch it up? Are they gonna go more aggressive? Coldless, they're a duo. We're gonna see a Vantage from them. I like that. Static Chrome has the Vantage as well. We've got a Fuse on Slender on Team Ramrod.
Yep.
Turbobot doesn't play Pathfinder anymore, but still love the name Bot 3000.
I like Berserkers a lot. I mean, the Berserkers Vantage, I'm excited for this because that's the team that has had a lot of KP. They've had a lot of kills. And, I'd love to keep, an eye on how they're going to utilize that character. Especially got to keep an eye on if they do end up landing and having an early fight. Very, very excited about this one as we kick off into Game 3. Looks like we're going to have a Midwest type circle that could pull south, could pull southwest, could pull a little northwest, but it seems like it will definitely be on that western hemisphere of Kings Canyon. And we already have a fight going on right now. And that is not a fun fight to have. This is a tough spot to be engaging the people, girl, because you know there are these real big differences in getting the better weapon in this type of open space. You can get taken down very easily. You fall down to the ground, you're about 30 miles away from your teammates down there. And these tunnels, you know, they don't make for the best cover positions because you can just jump up over them and have a line of sight onto anybody. So I always find it difficult, but Berserkers, they're going to do their best here. Looks like they've got two Coldless on the Vantage and Belphegov on the Valkyrie. What can they make of this?
Yeah, the 3v3s up here are pretty hard, especially when a team in the middle are playing the Rampart. Coldless trying to get out of there, and it doesn't seem like he's going to be able to. The PK is just too strong. Coming in from attack of the Wolf. His teammate, though, he's not going to leave him behind. He's going for the armor swap. There isn't anything in that armor swap, and he's just going to drop his armor before he goes down. And the reason why he drops his armor is to make sure it's empty, and they have to heal it up while he ends up going back to the lobby.
So toxic. So toxic. I did not think about that. You are absolutely right. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is BMing for sure. I didn't know you could. I didn't think about that. Wow, that is.
He could have dropped it to see if they would play nice with him. Like that's also another
He definitely
thing,
did what you said. He definitely did what you said. That is for sure. I just didn't even know that was a thing.
Yep. I used to do that a lot. I'd try and drop my gold bag or gold knockdown off the map. If you're jumping off the map, you try and drop your stuff along while you're falling.
Wow.
It's a great strategy.
It's a great strategy if you want to grief the people who have griefed you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's a win-win. As long as you get something out of it, you're winning too, right?
Spoken like a true gamer, a true salty gamer. If I ever run out of spices for some steak I'm making or some burgers, I'm going to come to you for the salt. That's for sure, girl.
Absolutely. I got plenty of it.
I got the pepper. I got the pepper. You got the salt.
Yep.
That's all we need. Wow. Just airing it all out on public, you know, on a public forum right here. My goodness.
I don't mind. I do it on stream, so it's been public, you know?
Yeah, I know. I do know. I do. It's just funny.
Nowadays that I'm better, though, I see myself winning a lot more fights, so you don't see that as much. Just because, you know, as one of the greatest Apex players in the world. Yeah.
So what you're saying is as long as you're on top, it's cool to be nice. But the second you aren't, then you'd be toxic.
Absolutely. There was...
Got it.
Should I expose myself here on broadcast one more time?
Imagine the...
Ooh, CPT was eliminated. Dr. Magic taken down by BNB. They're going to get the recovery as well.
You know what? That's a huge story, by the way. CPT out. That is a big deal. We'll have to let you air some secrets a little bit later. We'll keep people watching.
All right.
Hear what you were gonna say. You know, maybe we'll reveal that towards Game 5 or something. Get some retention here. But CPT. I mean, you have that in game. It doesn't pan out. Then you lose off drop. What's going on? That can't be good for the spirit.
No, it is not. And playing against one of the other top teams is just hard. You don't want to do that right in the beginning, right? Where the 50-50, you're not getting the best loot or whatnot. It's tough. Axolotl, our 3-person aggressive squad. Picking up the gold Hemlock. Now, honestly, that's interesting for me because I would have preferred an automatic gun on Octane, but it looks like they're about to 3-2-1 this guy, and there they go. 3-2-1, they get him. That's Sauce. Down. Gonna try and take roof here. I don't think they're gonna be able to get the finish though, because they see a Gibby Dome with a recovery coming in through from the other squad.
Good shots here. Trying to keep pace. A lot of the chaos is just something you're trying to outlast. Once the wreckage clears and the dust settles, then you make your move. Danny GC, Raptor, Axolotl doing just that. And I like this high ground. Just throw the jump pad. Get on top of the roof. Fastest way to do it. You could have climbed that. Maybe should have climbed that. Bit off more than they could chew. Chihuahua's in trouble though. AXG not letting their Octane go down without a fight. But they have to get aggressive here. Lost sight of it. Raptor definitely can clean this one up. It's just gonna have to make sure the tracking is right. I like going high ground. And you know what? I even like prioritizing maybe healing up, getting a res right here. And because you get everything good happens no matter what. You get your players up or you get a bait, you make the fight easy. And he doesn't have time to choose between doing everything. And I think that has worked for them. So again, patience wins the day.
Chihuahuas ended up getting eliminated by another squad. So they did end up getting those kill points. But easy gang. On the high ground here, they spot Reptar. The shots aren't going to connect though. Here with the Havoc, they do connect. He hits him for flesh. He's 10 HP. He's going to end up dying to his zone. Sugo's going to have to heal before pushing. Otherwise, he could die to zone as well.
One of those things that you just can't imagine happening in a high-level game. You just do, that's the one thing you don't want. It can happen when you're playing when you're playing with friends. It can happen when you're playing ranked even, but when you're in a tournament, dying to zone is just one of those things that I rarely see it, to be honest. I think it's just one of the cardinal sins.
Let's go here.
So you've got to make sure that whatever you do, you get yourself in a position where you say, hey, at least we had a chance. At least we gave ourselves a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. So many squads are fighting here across the map. We've got a fight in airbase. We've got a potential fight in runoff. A fight in containment, as we see here, outsiders. They're going to go down in containment. At least the two of them. Nope, all three of them eliminated. And that is Fake Preds coming in for another good game for game number 3. Good amount of kills, I'm sure, that they've got. ARC. Where are they? They're in runoff. I think taking a 3v3 there.
ARC. Fine to just hold this. It is often a patience game. You throw one thing, I throw the other. Plus, with a Gibraltar, I'd be happy to take this 30-30 fight any day of the week. One of the only characters that, despite being so good with a scout, I can see the 30-30 working, partially because it just synergizes so well with the Gibraltar shield. You have that extra little bit of time, you're holding right click anyways because you want to get that shield up, and that's a fully charged 30-30 repeater shot. So there's a little bit more synergy on the weapon with that character. Enemy over there. But scout just as good or better, as I've been saying over the course of the last couple of days.
This is going to be a really hard end zone for a lot of teams. This could pull onto the runway of airbase on the northern part of airbase, right behind the airplane. So whoever takes advantage of that first might have a good time. But if you take advantage of that too early, could also get angled out. It's tough. Everyone's on the outer edge of the storm. BNB in another fight, 5 kills, a kill leader, going for the 6th kill. Faster velocity wasn't fast enough against BNB. This, oh my goodness, it's gonna hit. HGA also goes down. They take down 2, but one member did manage to escape.
Well, B&B are looking strong. not going to say that they're looking unstoppable, but whatever word that's as close to that, let's use it. You can use your imagination. I love the way that we're seeing teams take this moment and really make it their own. And when it comes to being a competitor, that is what you have to do. Kings Canyon lets no team hide. Oh, it's tight in here. It's okay though for Dark. We've got this nice little canopy. Daddy Dabs dropping to the low ground. Shield cells ain't gonna get the job done in time. Oh, with the gold shield, it just might. Be okay there. Got the skyward dive as well. But no need to really use the ultimate. Back onto the bridge in the middle section. Just holding this. They've got viewpoints on the left and right. Dark sitting pretty for now. Fighting happening on the outside though.
Well, they're not too far away from the end zone, and so many teams want to take advantage of playing from runoff side and then further. And it's really a good spot to play from, but if everyone wants it, they're really going to have to fight long and hard for this one. Dark take high ground, manage to spot someone underneath, across, Sloth right under that bridge. Slipped right off. Encrypted was eliminated. Still 11 squads remaining. He fought for too long. He's going to go down. Nades right underneath him. He's going to try getting revived instantly. Bangalore ulti from his team. Carry Jax comes through for that cover. The Arcstar connects. The nades connect. He's going to go right back down. Carry Jax also goes down with him. Gunna taking advantage of the knock.
10 squads left as we kick things off.
Let's displace here. Never mind.
9 kills at the very least for BNB, and I gotta say, whew, that is looking like a hard team to beat. Bread and butter seems to be exactly what they're doing each game, going back to what works for them. The tried and true, the BNB. You know that with Street Fighter, girl. Get your BNB combos for the characters that you needed to win that tournament. They got their bread and butter play style, and it is just absolutely wreaking havoc here on this lobby. Fake Pred's trying to hold pace, but I don't blame them for lagging behind just a little bit.
Yeah, they've got another squad there on the high ground to their west. Could be just a solo, I'm not 100% sure. They're gonna fall down. Not gonna care too much about the high ground. They're just gonna play it safe, play low, play life, and that's a very smart thing to do. Gun is still on a roll on runoff side, taking down another person, trying to rat their way around. Static Leader's gonna be the last rat in runoff, so CCS winning the battle of runoff, but they do have to make their way in. Fake Preds are on the complete opposite side, on the south side of airbase, and they've also got to make their way in. It's going to end on that runway as I was talking about earlier, so it's good to be there and to try and gatekeep everyone else, as long as you could stay alive on that runway.
Game 3 has been scintillating thus far.
We can cruise over here.
We had a great finish with our winners of last season CPT. Last round of Game 2. It was in artillery base. Didn't go their way. They claimed 3rd position. 2nd position went to this team right here, thanks to Adam P's great play on Horizon. And this team has not slowed down. In fact, they picked up the pace, nearly doubled it. 11. Make it at least 10 to the names of BNB. And there's still 9 squads left. What am I looking at here with another 8? They're going to be sitting on a 30 bomb with a win. And that seems like a conservative number to showcase with the way that they are rolling through this lobby. Awope in the lead. Dynasty following through. The Bangalore kicking down the door. That's the theme. That's the symbol that is represented, the way that they are just kicking down the competition in front of them. And I love it.
Fables, they're kind of stuck in a hard spot because there's going to be a team coming in from behind them. That's BNB right there on their top of their heads. They're going to get pinched themselves. So Nahul, Judge, both going down. BNB doing a great job. ADMP with the Horizon Q, getting the angles that they need to kill another squad right above them. Dark was eliminated. The R301 shots coming in. Dynasty doing a great amount of damage. Is he going to climb right now? Oh no, they're going to wait for the gravity lift. Now they're all up in the air. They're shooting right below. He hits for flash. He's going to smoke, try and stay alive, and that's Gunna. Gunna has been gunning the whole lobby down. Can he escape? Can he get a higher placement? This is going to be a huge game for them, but it's top 8 right now. CCS cannot die in top 8. They've done so well. They deserve a higher placement, but can they stay alive? Static was eliminated.
Gunna, to me, looks like he's gonna die. That's all I gotta say to that one. Fake Preds. CCS clinging on a prayer. They need Bon Jovi to start playing very quickly because B&B have their names. Let me just tell you what. I mean, at the end of the day, B&B have been representing. They've got the high ground. They've got the advantage, and they're not giving it up. I do like the gravity lift, though, and this is the only team that can stop them, Fake Preds. I think you might be right. Gunna is still alive. CCS may not have fully fallen and gotten around the window, but what can Fake Preds do to stop the other team that has a chance of mirroring B&B's action? Well, they've done enough. Route goes down. They've lost their height, and they've lost their mobility, and that's Woko down as well. Daniel Spam seems like the last one. Look at the aggression here. Is this just another player? TRR Sloth 96. Daniel Spam turns around, uses the shields quite well. He's going to get a shield swap. Look at Daniel. Look at Daniel like a proud father watching his son grow up. This is what it feels like watching this play. Excellent movement from Daniel Spams. CCS Joker trying to find a couple of kills as well. They go up. Joker, almost stays. Falling off the ledge, will clean it up and stay alive. But it is Fables, Fake Preds, and Team Velocity that are down. B&B, they get to watch it all in AOT. See you later. It is an attack on Titan. It's attack on CCS. Because that's Gunna about to fall. B&B, they topple the Jenga. Yet they're the winners this time around. They've changed the game.
B&B played impressively. They held the high ground against Fake Preds, pushing them underneath. It was really a beautiful play, but I really got to give it to CCS for staying alive that long. They almost died in top 8. They got second. They got second place. You know, they were living on a prayer, like you said, right?
They were living on a prayer. They were trying to, you know, they needed Bon Jovi. He didn't show up. They were booked for the weekend. It is a Saturday, you know, at the end of the day. But, you know, I got to say, it was a good attempt. They did as best as they could. It just felt inevitable. I mean, that's one of those things where read the room kind of a vibe, that there's nothing clear to determine and say, yes, it's gonna guarantee be the case. This will happen. It just felt that way, and it ended up being that way. And that's why I find sometimes Apex Legends, like you said many times, girl, it's a game that, you know, yeah, there's skill, there's tactics, there's technique. Sometimes it's a game of momentum.
Yep, absolutely. And a little bit of luck involved as well, you know. Did you get third party this game? Did you get pinched this game? You know, sometimes you just can't help but to take shots from pretty much the whole lobby. You're in a good spot, you get pushed off of it. B&B is the one to take you down. B&B decided, hey, they wanted to play your spot. Kind of unlucky. It is what it is. Fake Preds, though, they were doing such a good job putting aggression on B&B, but something just disconnected. and BNB kept their spot. Oh, look at Joker. Oh no, he's healing. You never heal on the side of this building against BNB because they will look down on you with the G7 Scout and take you down one by one. But look at this revive. So Joker and Gunna managed to stay alive. That was an incredible comeback from them.
It really was. It was a good showcase of what they could do. But my, oh my.
Wow.
What did they have? 10? I said if they add 8, they added more than that. They added maybe 11. 21 kills.
21, yeah.
So that'll be 33 points. What a game from BNB. If that doesn't show you what they're bringing to this lobby, I don't know what else will. Woo!
And the 6,000 damage and very high accuracy. Definitely a scary lobby to be in with them. I wonder what their competitors are thinking right now. BNB is just so good. Who did we have thinking that they were going to come in winning all of this?
Who did we have thinking they were going to come in winning all this?
CPT.
I think CPT, and guess what? They haven't been on 1, 2, or 3.
They
Even
are
though they're
on
still
4.
fourth, luckily. But fourth, oh boy, that's a mile away from first. That's a mile away. That's like saying LA is the closest state to Japan. The United States. It's still a long way, even though it's the closest state. It's a long way from your destination. And my goodness, BNB have opened up a gap. It's not as big as we saw, surprisingly, as in Europe, which is we saw a 37-point gap. But what I'm worried about here is that you cannot make this up in placement points anymore. Because there's a maximum of 36 placement points you can get from now on. No, there's a maximum of 24 placement points you can get from now on. And that wouldn't even get the even close to the amount of the 30 that they need, considering BNB are still going to be placing, still going to be getting kills. If anything, it would keep them in the same relevancy. It's not going to catch the gap, and they have not proven that they know how to get kills here. BNB have just changed the game. I feel like I'm watching Furia, to be honest.
Oh yeah, for sure. Kill dominant, getting the wins. I mean, they have good competitors, but it is a little bit too late. In a tournament of 5 games, it's just going to be so hard to come back. Punishers, Fables, Ramrod, they're doing good. 9 points, all 3 of them, and then below that, 8, 8, 8. So there is some comeback potential to making that top 10. But it's going to be tough. We're going to need to see them play hard position. They seem to all know how to get kills. Every single one of them. 6, 3, 2, 4, 3. Those teams, they know how to get kills, but they're just catching themselves in bad positions. So that's what they can improve on upcoming in this next game.
Absolutely. And, you know, when you get to it and you find your way, you know, you hope that you would have found it sooner, but when you find it, you're happy about it. And I think BNB going, you know, hey, we found what we need to do now. We just keep doing this. We're excited. CCS, CPT, they're adjusting. They're definitely, you know, trying to figure it out. They're not by any means having a bad tournament. I mean, this is, you know, 24 to 38 39 points. That's not bad at all after 3 games. They're just competing with somebody who is running through the rest of the lobby, and I think this play style is really the one play style that in a lobby like this, girl, is taking advantage of the bottom half of the lobby, because placement points don't take advantage of those bottom half of the lobby points that are available. Only kill points can do that for the teams that are consistently not top 10ing, and it feels like they're all going BNB's way. So the other teams, they've got to hit the switch and know, okay, we got game 4, we got game 5. We have to be the ones that adjust our play style. Otherwise, BNB, they're going to be off to the races.
And when we're more than halfway through the tournament, they just have all of the momentum. Every other team, you know, they're not necessarily having a bad day, but they can't really see, you know, outside of their house. Like they can't. They're kind of like stuck in a box. It's going to be hard take that first place, as you said, unless they pop off with some 20-point games of themselves.
Right.
Then they got to change it up a little bit.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, yeah, I'm stuttering like Porky the Pig here. I don't know. I really am running out of things to say right now, and it's about what do you do? How do you handle a situation like this? I mean, let me flip the script. Let me ask you, how do you handle a situation like this if you're in the second, third, and fourth position? Do you have hope still? If you don't have hope, do you vie for second? What has to change, and how do you approach it mentally?
Well, it depends on why you're here. Are you here for the prize pool? If so, go for that second place. If you're here for the grand finals and you want to perfect your strategy, you want to perfect your team comp, you want to perfect your comms with your team, then stick with the same team comp. Don't change a thing. Do what you're good at. And no matter what teams are, giving first place points, that's none of your business. You try your best and do your best. And then there's adaptation. Do you want to see how many kills you can get in the game? Forget first place, forget second place. Do you think you're able to roll over the lobby like BNB? If so, change your team comp, figure out what you're best at and what legends you're best at using to push teams and quickly eliminate them in Kings Canyon, because we know some of these teams in our top 5, they're great in Stormpoint, for example. One of our best teams in Stormpoint, Fake Preds. We see them in 5th. They got to figure it out. What do they want to do, Why are they here? So it all leads back to why are you here and what are you looking to accomplish in these next 2 games?
Right.
On how you're going to move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's it reminds me of a good quote that I've just been going more and more into the last few days. I've referenced it several times. It's don't sacrifice what you want most for what you want most right now. And I think that is a great concept around what are you playing for? Are you playing for the long term? And if you are, you might have to accept going through some of these struggles now to get to where you want to go. And if you kind of go, well, let me just piece of cake or the cookie in front of me or the snooze button on my alarm or the opportunity to meet somebody that might help me and I just want to stay home and decide to play games instead, or the opportunity to, hey, I'm going for 300 we're just gonna go crazy in this lobby, try to do that, versus you know what, we have a strategy that can win these games, that can do it all. We just got to get better at it and we got to work on what's wrong with it. That's the conversation these teams need to have with each other. Look themselves in the eye and say, hey, what do we really want, guys? Do we believe in ourselves? And I think it's going to be that team. And that's why, for me, I don't know about CCS, but I feel like CPT has a little bit of that vibe. And if anyone can do it and start making a run, I think it's going to be them. We'll have to wait until we got 2 games. But from what I know, I think it's going to be them.
Yeah, we've luckily got a chance to talk to them, so we know kind of their headspace and their mentality going forward after having bad games. We know that they want to be the best. So, of course, I understand why you chose CPT.
No, I don't think you get it.
I think I get it.
I don't think it. It's kind of like an inside joke between me and like the PlayStation chat. Yeah, I don't think you're in on it.
Oh, well, let me get in there then. Give me a moment.
Oh, God. No.
Fear of missing out.
No. I want to be on the jokes. Hey, listen, I take it back. You're in on it. I'm not. How about that? Wow,
Well,
girl's not talking to me anymore. All right, guys, we're going to solo
sorry,
cast it.
I was talking to PlayStation chat.
I was talking to PlayStation. Hey, can we get rid of this guy? Girl calls the shots. I work for her. It's basically how it goes, and that keeps the casting happy. So I'm sorry for stepping out of line, and we'll get back to your normal programming, guys.
Well, into the game. Now follow after me, Rain Day. So let's take a look at this map. We do not know where end zone is just yet. Do we have an end zone? Okay, it's on the west side again, but it's more towards No Name, west of bunker, east of air base. So this might be a fun end zone. It could even go towards runoff. You never know. Where else could it really pull?
Is this that one game where you ask me and then
you guess wrong?
Debate me and then you basically guess the right one and then look smart?
I already made my guesses, so.
Yeah. You know, I think it's going.
Oh!
I think it's going runoff. I think it's going runoff. I think we're going
Come on.
west.
Get up before I kill you myself.
But hey, we've seen a lot of these circles. This is exactly the same kind of starting circle that we have seen several times heading into Apex Legends in this tournament.
Got an Evo
And it's a
shield
good
here.
thing.
Level 2.
These teams have been able to prosper from it, most importantly, or most
Volt SMG here.
exacerbatedly, BMB with their incredible KP record of 45 kills. And I can see the chat reacting to it as well. A lot of love for CCS there. And we'd love to see it. Also, big shout out, Tony Romero, jumping in the chat as well. Was jumping in or dropping in. Great content creator. Been able to kind of hang out with Tony. San Diego local as well. Got a shout out. Shout out the squad. At the end of the day here, we are rounding into do or don't moment. And I think BMB have clearly been showcasing a style of play that is working. Following along with them, they see some action. They're going to get ready to go for it. Arc here, though, holding. As it's Gunna on CCS, Joker and Dead out Killer, who see a fight that they want to take.
Longbow coming in, breaking that Seer ulti. That was a really good shot. This was a really good decision by ARC, holding their ground. Might force their opponent to run away. But he does have a longbow PK. PK is going to be really good for that close range. I don't think they have him on scan, so he's moving up, taking space. And maybe they want to take this fight just because they think they have the advantage at this point. Oh no, they do not have the advantage. There's a team behind them, and that's Fake Preds.
And that is a problem. It is a real problem. But 96 and 90 is going to do a good job of it. Daniel Spams will take the brunt of that. But that might have just set up CCS to go ahead and clean up a 3v2. They're going to lose Daniel because they have to abandon this, and Route knows it. Even though there's going to be a visual understanding of where they went. It's one of those fights that looks like it goes in the favor of Fake Preds, but those two shotgun pumps,
Yeah.
you know, that ended up being the end of Daniel, and that's the risk you take when fighting in what can be a very congested area on Kings Canyon.
Big shout out to Shkalump there for those nasty shots. And, you know, that's taking a dub out of a situation where, you know, you ended up getting team wiped. You know that, hey, this team shouldn't have pushed us. And they won't ever do it again. Not with that confidence. Anyways, Eva 8 hitting all of his shots. Curiosity with the hip fire shots. He's going to die to gas, and he's going to go down. Chihuahuas was eliminated, but CPT end up on top. Is there a third party nearby to take them out? No, there's not. So they're going to have a safe recovery for now, as there are 16 squads left alive. Let's make this a hype game. So much fighting going on already. And Zone 1 hasn't even closed yet.
Great stuff here from CPT, already continuing the narrative that they are the hope of North America to stop the onslaught that is BMB. They've got Daniel Spam's banner on the side of Fake Preds. That'll help. They're going to go into the safest spot to end up getting Daniel to the beacon. And that will allow them to get all three members back and ready. And hopefully not have to run into anyone who may be too aggressive. And that's just some good scouting from Woko. Just wants to make sure nobody else is here as they get Daniel back. You don't want to have to try to recover someone's banner and revive them twice.
BMB, great shots with the R301. Uzi K is going down. Zone closes in. He's going to get ended up getting thirsted from behind. 15 squads remaining. BMB continuing their aggression. And as they should, you know, once you're in that lead, you have that huge gap. Keep that confidence that you've always had. Beautiful shots coming in. And that's going to be a second one for them as they take airbase to themselves. Might see a third party coming in. Coming from runoff. Dinosaur Venom and his squad. Looking to see if they can get a piece of this cake from BMB. Shugo ends up escaping. And if a fight does come into contact, Shugo might be able to come back for those banners. So we're just going to have to wait and see 5 or 10 more seconds. Does a fight happen? On the other side of the map, though, in Crash Site, that's where they ended up reviving Daniel Spams. And the reason being, why Crash Site? Why not Artillery? There's a respawn beacon there. Well, if they revive in Crash Site, there's less of a likelihood that people hear that revive, right? We see Gunna near containment on top of the tower. They would have heard the revive. They would have ended up gatekeeping. But Crash Site not only is further away so no one could hear, but it also has crafting so they can make a lot of medkits and make it in late. Seeing this a lot from fake Prads now in this tournament where they're coming in inside the zone. But it is what it is to stay alive, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, you got to take your best chance at success, and that is definitely with all 3 members alive. You figure out what else to do, but you need your entire team there. It just doesn't feel right without it. CPT going up against a Mirage squad. We don't get a chance to see that very often. One of the decoys, not illusions, but decoys. There in front of them. In a very famous choke kind of area on Kings Canyon where it is a bit notorious to be by yourself for too long. Typically a team to fight somewhere either behind you to the left or to your right or in front of you right here on the exit of Skulltown. And they've certainly found someone. That Vantage ultimate definitely a little slower. A little easier to hit. CPT not worried about that. And especially with the Seer, Curiosity just doing some good scouting. And here it is. On the other side of things. A nice rotate here with a skyward dive. Jet Life, Base Bird, and Chief will find their building safety, at least for now, as Chucky starts to fire away with the R301. A couple arc stars in response.
Let's go here.
Great shots coming in from Chucky. They're unfortunately a duo. BMB are in a fight. Actually, Awope ends up full healing there. They're pinching the squad inside. That's Dinosaur Venom. He uses his ultimate. They're staying alive. They have all the rampart walls as well. But they have double white armor. The bubble's coming in so they don't get stuck too much. Good cover from him. Good shots coming in, but no, they go down from the side of the wall. They needed one more wall there to complete a full line of defense. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough time to secure the area.
You know, that's the problem, I think, too, with Rampart. It's just everything is great if it works out perfectly. And that's the other thing with a legend like Rampart. Just such a hard thing in a game with so many outcomes and potential variables to consider that you're going to get that chance more often than having a legend that can kind of work well on the fly. And, you know, they've done their best to really try to make these walls a little bit more accessible in terms of coming up faster, having more damage having more health as they come up. But ultimately, it's just not enough. I wonder if there is a way to kind of effectively utilize Rampart in most high-level games? I don't think so, but again, I think that's the point. I think a legend that is a setup legend that can be so good as a setup legend and also as a non-setup legend, it shouldn't really exist in a game. You should have trade-offs to characters, very much like Caustic. Caustic isn't good out in the open, but Caustic is great in a setup position. And so I think that's where Rampart really needs to be played. And they did their best there, but those barriers also are not as good as Caustic barriers. And I think that's really the key as to why she doesn't get played as much as Caustic.
Yeah, maybe if they added something like Newcastle's ultimate where they also stun or something like that to prevent someone from pushing in very close could help. Oh my goodness, it's Route with a Prowler. Shout out to It's Route for these shots. Incredible. They're gonna push down through. They take down Chrome, they take down Leader. Are they gonna get pinched inside of here? Seems like they take 2 down and they're heading straight outside. They do not want to give anyone the opportunity to pinch them, squeeze them inside of bunker, and the zone is closing in soon. So they've got a good spot outside of bunker. They have a team to the west of them in No Name. Take a look at the map there. But it is going to pull down more towards the south side. So they're going to end up playing edge. Actually, nobody seems to really want to play inside the zone, inside those buildings as of yet. And that's what's been really common in our tournament. A lot of edge zone fighting. Bunker, one of the most dangerous spots, but they take this portal, they get out safely, they take it back in. They're trying to throw some nades to pinch this team on the inside and ensure someone else's death. And they could just gatekeep from outside as the zone 3 is going to hurt any team that stays in the bunker, and that's AOT that are going to have to make their decision to come out quick.
9 squads left here with Fake Preds pulling in an opportunity to stay ahead of the curve. No third parties, just in that hefty engagement. But it is Daniel Spams leading things on the Seer here. It's Route, Woko shortly behind. In the distance, you can see Dynasty and the rest of B&B waiting. But before then, they see a Gibraltar team who is in trouble. Oh no, they're gonna go up and they are gonna make it out, but wherever they land, it is not gonna be pretty. They might have gotten 1 from that, but Woko is also losing. They lost him. The horizon is out. They are getting aggressed on from another squad, and it is none other than B&B. Will Daniel Spams have enough in the magazine? Oh, almost. Dynasty could be in trouble, but that was a beautiful shield swap. Just got it done so fast. Maybe it is Dynasty looking like it's going down. Daniel Spams and Awope taking a 1v1 here at the Seer. ADMP also getting a nice shield swap. It's only a blue though, and it is Fake Preds versus B&B. ADMP, nice response. And whoa, oh, in trouble. It's just Awope now. Daniel Spams is there. He gets a shield swap as well. And it's Awope versus 2 members of Fake Preds. How are they going to do it? Oh, is it a third party? Or is Awope just going crazy? No, it is Logan Slays and Curiosity who help out from a distance. And Fake Preds go down. B&B somehow comes out on top of that. And Curiosity, if they had only known, would have realized that shooting that player was the one thing they did not want to do, as the leaders of the lobby stay alive and get one more back up. But not for long.
Oh my goodness. Just by 1 second, he could have gotten the revive off, but ADMP died to the storm anyways. That was really unfortunate. CPT's going to be happy about that. Wope is going to go down here in the distance. 1000%. B&B eliminated at 4th. It's going to net them some points. And they're doing well in the tournament overall, but CPT, you were saying, CPT is going to have a good game. And look at them. They're having a good game. 90 damage. This could lead to another push. Now, they do have Newcastle. They have the shields, but they cannot prevent CPT from pushing through it all. Nice damage again, 60 with the Volt. They're putting a lot of aggression on this team, and there's only one solo remaining behind them to come in third party and ruin their day. They're staying alive, and that's what's most important. They're searching. Monkey there on the low ground. They ping him out. The stun comes through. Will it connect? They're taking a side angle. Think it missed, but they do have him pinched, and he's going to go down. 2 squads remaining. CPT, you said it here, Rain Day. You said it just 15 minutes ago. CPT are going to nut themselves this win. How did you find out?
I don't know. I think I just trusted my gut, and I think that's what CPT are doing as well with the way they're playing. Yes, they helped B&B stay alive a little longer than they should have, but they ended up taking it down. And I am Speed Ninja. Unfortunately, not speedy enough. It's CPT crawling back in the conversation. We knew they'd bounce back. I believed in them, and they have proven that they can. Big showcase from PS4 stars and winners of our last grand final in Season 1. CPT here to make a statement, and they certainly have. Nice game 4.
Certainly. They netted themselves a lot of kills. I had complete confidence in your call. CPT are just one of those teams. You know, do bad one game, learn from it, do better the next, and that's the mindset that they have, and everyone really should have. It's hard to maintain those vibes, but these guys have been playing together for quite some time. They know each other, and they believe in each other, and that's really important.
And I think, too, when you look at the scaling of how this works with the Grand Final and pretty much the way Apex Legends tournaments are structured, you typically have, you know, that last moment that everything is worth, whether it's the ALGS or whether it's this with the Grand Finals. You know, getting first place ends up being that ultimate prize in that high echelon situation. Second sometimes can be valuable, but a lot of times first place is where you want to go. And you need to put it all together there. You need to be able to win. You need to be able to have really good performances with getting kills too. CPT seem to maybe be taking the longer approach. They're focusing on how do they get the wins, how do they show up at the end of the game and make things happen as a trio. And they've gotten better and better each performance here. You're not always going to be able to run through a lobby because think about it like this. The bottom 10 teams aren't going to be in the grand finals. You're going to have top 10 teams in the grand finals when it's all said and done. So you're not going to be able to 3v3 and 3v3 and 3v3 and 3v3 and end the game in, you know, 10th place with 15 kills. I like their approach, and I think they're playing the long game, but I think it's going to work out for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here. I'm super excited to see the grand finals and all these teams come together with so much pressure. Great job by them. Realizing which one was the real one. Good shots. And now let's take a look at the stats. Logie, 7 kills. Dr. Magic with 4 kills. Curiosity with 5. All of them 15% damage, except for Curiosity with 27. How many kills is that, Rain Day?
That's 16 right there. It's a big game for them, and it definitely puts them in the conversation at 28 points. They're going to be matching or close to matching some of the bigger games that we've seen over the course of the day. I love what they put together, and not huge damage games, decent, but this is where they need to be, and I think this lineup really suits their style. You know, Dr. Magic playing Crypto past seasons, now on the Valkyrie, that's got to be a bit of a switch up, girl. And you know, maybe that is part of why the slower start. It's not easy. Very different character styles in general as well.
Well, to no surprise, BNB with 86 points, still leading. CPT net themselves the second place, and they net themselves a good amount of points over CCS. They've got to feel comfortable, not too comfortable, but a little bit comfortable.
Yeah, you got to feel comfortable. I mean, there's no doubt about it. CPT definitely making a nice move towards the top, and that's all that you want to see. CCS, though, still in the mix. See some CCS fans in the chat. Fake Preds had a nice moment, and Axolotl really fallen off after their first big win in Game 1, which netted them most of the points and eliminations that they have so far in the game. A couple of other shout-outs. No third parties. AOTB, and I think Outsiders we've seen a little bit of. But that might be it. And there's only one game left, girl. And so that's the thing. You got to make your move now. Berserker's a team I really saw a lot of early on and haven't seen so much lately.
Yeah, they had some bad games. Evidently, they're in 11th place, unfortunately, but they still have one game to catch it up. Dark as well. We've seen them play. They've got 11 points. There's actually quite a bit of points. I'm glad that everyone's got points on the board from 11th to 20th, but it's just been a hard lobby to play in overall. There's such good competition and worthy competition. It's a great lobby to be in as a competitor.
And I've seen the question, are these pros, in the comments section? No, they're not actually pros in the chat. They are, however, here because of compete.playstation.com, where they signed up, they got involved in what we were doing here at PlayStation, and they got those prize opportunities, they got the showcase opportunities that this show allows. And they also, if you're a fan, found a great resource to see every single tournament happening in the PlayStation Tournaments ecosystem, which ranges from fighting games, Rainbow Six games, all kinds of shooters, as well as Apex Battle Royale. So pay attention, see if there's something that catches your eye or your fancy on compete.playstation.com, and get involved. That's going to do it for game number 4. One more game coming up after this short break. Don't go anywhere. We're crowning a champion for week 2. It's time. We have our final game of the tournament and game of the day. Our Master Circuit Wildcards number 2 is coming to an end, but not without one finale that you are happy you are here for. Let me tell you that, because we've got teams that are vying for supremacy, and one has definitely stepped out to the lead, but a few are in contention. Let's see if they could pull off a miracle. I've already said that they're going to do good work. They won last game. They might be able to do something crazy here and win again and maybe shock everybody else in the chat. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Rain Day, and I am joined by Girl, and we are here ready to get into game number 5. Girl, overall, we've seen a lot of domination from different teams in terms of wins, but it has been a clear dominant performance by one team in terms of points.
Yeah, we may have to tune down the amount of points you get for an elimination after this tournament here today, because BNB picked up 57 eliminations thus far, and we haven't even hit game 5 yet. So over 10 eliminations per game for sure of an average.
Well, I mean, this is kind of what separates the, I don't know, the good versus the great, and this is how you determine what category you're going to be in. There is not a guarantee to be accessing these placements and getting first or second. You know, there's no right way to do it. It's just, what can you do? How do you bring your table, you know, yourself to the table in the way that's most effective? And that's, it's kind of an important message here in like this time for people, because everyone is trying to do their own thing in many different ways, and we've had a society that's kind of now built around people having their voice online, or people having their voice in some capacity, owning what they have to say. You can't worry about what other people are saying and doing. You got to worry about bringing your own voice the best you can, and I think that's where CPT, the second place team here, needs to focus. BNB have already done them. CPT is going a different route, but it is working for them in the same way, and Game 5 hopefully holds similar story and maybe some new elements to that story that we haven't seen yet from some other teams that have been performing well also, Girl.
We always see it happen like this in the qualifiers, where, you know, everyone's adjusting, everyone's adapting to the lobby and the play styles of the lobby, but Grand Finals is always just a different tournament. It's played a lot slower in the beginning. You see a lot more intensity. Nobody knows what's really going to play through. Even halfway through, you still don't know who's going to win. Today we see the dominance of BNB, but we've seen it happen before where whoever's dominant during the qualifiers may not be dominant in that grand final. So super exciting to see that, but we are in our final game for NA today. So we'll see who's going to get those 50-50 contests, what legends will be played by our contestants today, and who's going to end up netting themselves the final win of the day.
Well, that does end up becoming the major question, and what I know a lot of you at home are hoping to answer in just a moment as we are here. We've eagerly watched now 9 games of Apex Legends, and we are going to be finishing here on our 10th in Kings Canyon. I gotta say, legend choices, I don't expect many changes. I'd be happy to see a few. I'm sure at home, you know, what's the wildest legend you can see right now that would make maybe showcase a little interesting for you?
I think Prox just went from Revenant to Rampart, so that's really nice to see. Encrypted did pull off a little bit of a clutch last game, which was really impressive, so shout out to Prox for that. What else do we see? We see so many Horizons, so many Valkyries, so many Octanes. Did anything like catch your eye? BNB is obviously going to play the same.
Yeah, on Dark, they have a Mirage. They have a Mirage on Dark, and so I don't know if this is the second time they played Mirage, because I know there was one last game, but no, it isn't. Dark has actually gone to Mirage, because I know they only had 5 points total from. And so if they were second place last time, which a Mirage would have gotten since that was the last player that CPT took down, they would have more than 5 points. So, so yeah, I do think the Mirage change is interesting.
Oh, and take a look at Relic. Take a look at who landed Relic.
Wow, it is CPT and BNB fighting right now.
Yep.
Wow, I mean, way to cut to the ending. Talk about no spoilers. Like, let me just read how the book ends. Well, this is it. I mean, whoever wins this fight, I mean, this is actually the only way CPT could win the tournament or come close to first. It's actually winning this fight against B&B now, but they're approaching this so well. They're just doing a 2v1 here, and it has just set Curiosity up for a terrible time.
Yeah, I don't know about that landing for them. I don't know if they had enough time to figure out, okay, you two land here, I land up here. But they definitely should have landed a little bit safer and not put themselves in a situation like that. But they still have time to pull off this 2v3 if needed. But B&B, so aggressive, not missing shots. It's going to be a tough one.
You know, I think that's not impossible for Logan and Dr. Magic. But they're going to need something special to happen here. And I just don't think it's going to happen. ADMP finds Dr. Magic. Well, this should settle it, ladies and gentlemen. If Logan can't get out of here, that'll certainly do. Logan's still alive, so the chance is out there. But they just gave the team they're trying to catch up to 2 points of their own kills to extend that lead. As Team Velocity is gone in your top right screen as well.
I respect this play a lot, though. Whether they did it right, whether they did it wrong, I think they definitely have a lot to improve on contesting someone else's POI for that 50-50. But the thought process of it, the guts to do so, I think that was incredible in itself. You don't see that a lot happening in terms of like ALGS. You don't see someone really trying to go for that win by taking a 50-50 with your opponent. So can respect that. Logie, I think, ended up ratting. He's down there on the south side, right above caustic treatment. So B&B, most likely the team to win this one out, but there's still a lot of action down.
I mean, honestly, I do feel like there's a really strong, strategy to just going in and trying to get that fight over with. I love the confidence. It feels different to them, though, and I feel like I wonder if that confidence was grasping at straws a little bit. I might have wanted to see CPT win yet again, play it their way. You know, obviously, maybe they didn't do enough early game to stop B&B, but knowing that, hey, we solved the problem, and if we kept going another game, we would have actually won. Maybe would have rather seen them do that than throw it all away at the top, but it does seem like, you know, maybe they've gotten enough information on what didn't work early, and now they're just saying, like, you know, let's see what we can. If not, we're fine.
Yeah, what really needs to be done is landing safely inside of Relic. There's so much loot in Relic that there's enough loot for your team and their team to grab. So that way you actually have guns before you go into that 3v3. Getting caught like that maybe was a little bit greedy on the outskirts of Relic, and that's just something to learn from and take forward with you for future tournaments. Now here we have the Phoenix hit coming through from Fake Preds. Also coming back from what was a rough start for them. They were in the bottom 10, making their way up to top 10 now. Sloth is going to get looted on up.
Logan slays one of the people we talked to on our first episode of Dropping In. Cat Lover, if you don't remember, had his cat crawling all over his keyboard, showed it to us in the episode, and you know, we got to talk to Dr. Magic, as we mentioned now several times, and Dropping In episode 2 just about 3 days ago. Was it, Curl? A few days ago, earlier on this week. And it was great to see what they've been working on. And to me, this is what this is all about, this opportunity to tell your stories and to be very, very clear about who you are as a team, as a person, as a player. And to me, that's where I love watching moments of interviews and opportunities to get to kind of see the motivation behind the screen names. It's not always so clear that there's a person behind all of it, but there's a whole person with goals, an individual specific life, and a lot of sacrifice and hard work to get to where they are. So, you know, maybe B&B, after a performance like this, will be somebody that we start to understand the stories of. and talk to. But for now, we're just going to have to settle with the success that they're having on screen through their character avatars. And boy, what success it has been. Absolute running riot in this tournament.
I want to bring up a poll that's in chat right now. Which recent character release is your favorite? Sears leading by 2 points versus Ash. We haven't gotten to see much Ash this week, actually. I don't even recall seeing one Ash portal, which is a little bit odd, but I can see why she hasn't been chosen as much. But we've seen a lot of success from CPT with Ash last week.
We have seen a lot of success. You're absolutely right. I don't necessarily think that we are done with Ash for competitive play. I just think, she is not a character that forces you right now in this meta to look at her. I think she's going to need a little bit of a perceptual buff. I think she's going to have to get somebody, talking about her for some reason before she comes back in, but who knows? Feels like she's kind of fallen out of the zeitgeist of competitive play for a little bit, yeah.
Well, Sear ended up winning the poll by 1 point, taking 36% of the votes from chat. Thank you all for voting on your favorite newer legend. ADMP is going to thank Afterdive for the kill point right now as he goes up into the air, gets the knock, and pops the shield battery. Perfect for them, but they are fighting in Storm. One thing about Storm is, A, it's hard to see, and B, you're taking damage every second.
ADMP, though, happy with it. Going up into the gravity lift. Dynastied. Taking that high ground approach with the G7 Scout, missing every bullet, but that fire rate, you can tell how dangerous it is if it does connect. And this is the perfect time for smoke. As if it wasn't already occluded with the ring. And that orange hint, that orange tint, everything becomes. Axolotl fighting for his life. Not going to be able to do it. That will be the end. And no third parties will do exactly that. Trying to be in the third fight here. And holding back the edge so that B&B cannot progress. On the other side of things, we are seeing Revolt and Arc try to make their way through. They've got a Seer ultimate down and a Bangalore ultimate that they've got to play around. And they'll let that crash before they continue making their move here. As Shkalump cautiously on the Gibraltar and the Spitfire starts to move forward.
Chihuahua. Very nice shots by Wyvern. He's gonna have to go back, try and play with his team inside of the building. Pops down some trash so he can heal up, but no, he's gonna continue to run. He does not want to allow the enemy team to close the gap. And I kind of like this from them. Not a lot of people know that it is okay to run away when you're not full HP. As long as you have LOS, as long as you have distance away from that enemy team, you are able to get out of there alive. And that's just by playing the game, kind of that game sense that you can possibly have to do that. Fake Preds, they came in here for the third party, and unfortunately for this other team, they're getting hunted down.
And that is sometimes the way it goes, isn't it? But you have a choice when you're being hunted. You could stay the hunted, or you could become the hunter, and I think Fake Preds would rather it be the other way around. So Woko turns around up in the air and fires a few shots from the R301. They connect, but not too much. Just a warning from across the way. Don't come this direction, fella, unless you're ready to take more of this magazine. It's worked for now, but it is getting precarious. A lot of play within zone. A lot of rotation within zone. Rastafari Man, we've seen him make a play. He's a solo there. Almost gets picked out, but goes inside, avoids that narrowly by Labs. As its route, just getting the full shielding back up before they make a move. This is zone 3. It's not going to be much of an easy play to do after this zone. So they got about 1:40 to find their spot in and start playing. And it may just mean they've got to get rid of this team who's ahead of them.
Yeah, and again, there are so many teams playing on the edge, so they're going to encounter those teams if they continue to walk forward. But they have to make it all the way towards Rig. Fake Preds, they don't have that macro rotation we were talking about. They do not have a Valkyrie. They're going to have to walk their way in. For now, they just have to make it to the outer skirts of Rig, but later on they're going to have to fight their way tooth and nail inside of Rig, where we already see the likes of AOT, Ooh. Dinosaur Venom. Ooh.
Dang.
Oh, CPT Logie decided to stay alive, decided to rot this out, decided to go for a Kraber. Nice shots.
Nice shots indeed. The way you said that, girl. Very nice shots. Just plain and simple. That's all it is. How many nice shots does he need, though? How many nice shots does it take for one player to take down two? That's a question Logan decides to not try to find out, but he's running into fake Preds. This may be a worse direction. Can definitely play spoiler, though. I think that's something that Logan can do in this position. And on the horizon as well, taking ultimate height. Maybe waiting until this fight occurs.
Wow. Barely missed Daniel. Now Daniel knows that he's in the line of sight of Logie, but shots are not connected. Now he's going to take shots from all over the map right now.
I mean, I like the confidence. This is a tough fight for Logan to win. It's not the fact that the bullets don't do enough damage, but it only takes a few shots from the scout to really equal the power of the Kraber. 2 headshots is going to get you to about, what, 136? Kraber's only going to hit for about 145, 150. And to be honest, the scout's going to keep on firing while you're going to have to hit that reload on the Kraber. And I just think that's part of the reason why this weapon from range, it just pretty much out-pressures any other ranged weapon as long as you can hit your shots. Logan realizing that takes a little bit of time to gather his breath. And he's going to be in here. I mean, it's close, but he's going to be in. And don't want to risk that one. I think he's having trouble finding his way back up, though.
Nice shots with the car coming in from fake Pred. There's a lot of teams in the vicinity, though. Skalump goes down. Fables is eliminated. Judge Nudie falls off the map. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The crack comes in. 10 damage. 10 HP left on Volt. 10 damage needs to be done by a route. Doesn't seem like he's willing to go across the zipline to take that damage, to take that kill. He's going to be satisfied with the loot for now. 59 seconds. This is not a zone they want to play in.
No. Logan has made his way back up, too, on CPT. And you got to say, what Logan is really fighting for is second place. I mean, the pricing is different for that 3 and 4. It's about double for second place here with 300. He's electing to go the other way. I kind of like that. Doesn't necessarily know what's on the side, but I think he knows what's on the other side, and he can put 2 and 2 together and say there's so many people over there. I mean, it can't be worse going over here. It's like a stopped freeway, and you're driving, and you decide to take the side streets. I mean, maybe it's packed there, but it can't be worse than a freeway that's not moving.
And it was CCS in third, no? If I'm correct?
Yes, I believe it is.
CCS Joker's a rat right behind him right now.
Wow. Well, wouldn't that be the story? I see exactly where Joker is on the map. It is just behind Logan.
This is so cute.
Yeah, talk about a playpen. Hasbro. You need to take notes. This is a childhood dream right here. Logan getting the information. I like the patience there, but look at this. It is going to be a 1v1 for second and third, potentially here. And Logan is going to lose it. Oh my God, and it's fake Preds who help him out. My goodness. Guess what? That was actually B in B. that was, I think, Dynasty who he was fighting. Joker has rotated, but unfortunately Joker died as well. So it's only going to be 2 placements of a difference. It shouldn't be much. I don't think that's enough for CCS to actually have pushed through. But the more important thing is that B&B is actually still alive. I think that was Dynasty who came across Logan. And this is Fake Preds who are going to take Dynasty down more than likely here. And NB&B for now. How far away was Fake Preds? I mean, do they have a chance? Can they get from 3rd to 2nd if they have a big game here?
Possibly. If they have a big game and a win, I think anything's possible. But I have to see the leaderboard. You know what? It's better that we don't know. It's better that we find out once the leaderboard arises later. So
leave some suspense, right?
Yeah.
In terms of what's gonna end up transpiring. I mean, sometimes that's the way you go in a BR in terms of wildcard days, and this is just the way it goes. Sometimes a team gets so far out, you know they're taking first, but you don't know anything else, and that can make it very, very interesting in its own way. AOT on the high ground in the middle of Rig. They do have an interesting setup too for an ultimate charge center, which if they survive long enough, they can utilize pretty well, but it just doesn't look like that's going to happen. Too much damage from the car, too much utility from the black hole, too much pressure from Fake Preds. As the charge is actually going on, Route, not sure if he missed it. I think he actually did miss that, but it's okay. They've got what they came for. They've got the top spot here, and it's going to be hard for someone to take them down.
Woo. Yeah, it definitely is a tough spot to hold. Daniel's still holding on to that bow, outputting so much damage. Those 2 teams are not in Storm, so they're going to be able to gatekeep both of those teams and perhaps pick up another 6 kills if they're able to land all of their shots. Wyvern goes down to its route, so that's 1 kill onto Fake Preds.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be 2 from the Gibraltar. That's Rastafari, man. And how about on this left side? Can we hit these bow shots? 2 connect, 3 connect, can 4 connect? It's so close that Octane is utilizing that bin so well. I don't even know if Thermite will be able to hit. He's going back. I think he tried to go for the revive there. This Octane is insane.
Daniel Spams is just as insane, though, and knows absolutely what he wants to do. In fact, beautiful heartbeat sensor ultimate, just to be able to find out exactly where everyone is moving inside that building, because you know nobody's going to be crouching in there. They're all going to be fighting the way they need to fight. This is, however, though, what a utility team can do. Watson holding down the building. Rampart holding it down as well. The Crypto, no EMP in sight. Attack the Wolf has gone down, but I don't know. This is not an easy thing to push right here, especially with the Rampart walls. Good pre-firing. Oh, that's good damage. And they go with the smoke. Daniel Spam's going to get behind him, and this should be it. You can see when somebody breaches enemy lines, how effective that could be in warfare of splitting the attention and causing chaos. That's what Bangalore's best at. Fake Preds taking advantage in all ways possible.
And they're scanning out this last and final team besides the other solo. They take 1 down, and that's SCJ53. Is this teammate going to be able to stay alive?
Wow.
Klepto goes down. There's 2 more solos left alive. It seems like a Fake Preds win here.
What a game. I mean, girl, they're looking at 14, 15 kills right now.
Yep.
We talked about, can they make a move? I can't imagine them being more than 25 points behind 2nd or 3rd. So I feel like this could be a huge shift in the money and in the final placements for Fake Preds. We'll have to wait and see if they can completely take it down, and they have. Fake Preds clean up with a fantastic win. A phenomenal performance in game number 5. Have they just climbed up the ladder more than anyone would have expected?
We were just talking about Fake Preds and their success on Storm Point. Well, I'm so happy to see them having success on Kings Canyon as well. Well-deserved win. Huge win. I can't wait to see these leaderboards. And hey, that's a difference of $150 perhaps. We're about to find out.
That is a big deal for a game for sure, and I think that they're, I don't know, I can see a way. I can see a way, but I'm excited. This is now giving me some excitement leading into these leaderboards. We know B&B is going to be on top, but CPT, CCS, did they do enough to stop the fake Preds onslaught that was this game? I'm not sure, but I like the original approach. It started with CPT saying, we're going to go after B&B and get it done now. The only way we have a chance of winning is if we take them out early, we get that 3KP, they get no points, and we go ahead and slay the rest of the lobby and get some kind of crazy 38-something point game. They tried, it didn't work, but ultimately, it wouldn't be B&B who would really have more of the story. It would be fake Preds who would show up at Rig and absolutely dominate.
All right, here are the highlights. Fake Preds taking the middle. Middle is so hard to hold because there's not much, there's not much cover. You're getting shot from all different angles. Daniel Spams, MVP of the bow today. I think utilizing the bow to its ability the most, and they just mopped the lobby.
Absolutely. And, that's a good lobby to mop. This is not something that you want to mess with for sure. Unbelievable. The competition we're already seeing here in terms of some of the pop-off moments for these teams. Cannot wait for grand finals. That is exciting stuff. Daniel Spams, Woko, It's Route, Fake Preds. They take it off, finishing Dinosaur Venom at the end. The Watson Crypto Rampart team, I liked it. Right here, though, they have got a 20-point kill game, which is a 32-point game. That is close to the highest we've seen. I think 32 might match it. I think that's what we saw B&B have earlier. But what a showcase. It might have been 34 of prowess. Over 2K for both It's Route and Daniel Spams. And I mean, Daniel Spams, we got to get Daniel on dropping in because there's some significant killage going on. That's not a word, but I'm making it a word because of Daniel and his performance on Seer.
Oh yeah, and take a look at the revives given. We don't normally point this out, but 0 revives given all around, meaning no one died.
Yeah.
No one
got
died.
knocked. No one died. No one got knocked. Had to get picked up.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a solid game from them. And I mean,
Yeah.
They did it in many ways. They did it, obviously with good team fighting. I like that Daniel utilized the bow. I mean, I don't know why we've seen moments where people pass the bow up in these tournaments. It's like, it's in that care package for a reason. I know you may not want it, but it can be very, very effective. You can see just when you actually hit those shots, I mean, there's nothing you can basically do about it as long as someone's hitting those shots. So let's take a look. We've got Dark all the way through Static, our bottom 10. Well, we know none of the teams we've been talking about have made it in here. But, girl, it is leading us to the final results. Fake Preds have jumped all the way to second place. A 32-point screamer has put them from 36 points, which would have landed them at about 5th right now, into second place, making it 68 points on the day, 13 ahead of CPT, who ground out the third place. 3rd and 4th going to CPT and CCS. To me, that actually seems pretty fair. Girl, I don't know about you, but B&B taking number 1. I feel like this shaked out the way it needed to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, CPT definitely could have played differently. They could have played safe. They could have played their normal play style, and they may have given Fake Preds a run for their money. But they decided to go for that 50-50 contest, first place or nothing mentality, and that's okay. But that's something you give up along the way. It's either you make it or you break it, and it didn't work out this time, but it doesn't mean it won't work out next time. So congratulations to all these teams for making it into our PlayStation Master Circuit wildcards. This was only our week 2. We've got a couple more weeks to go. Exciting stuff from everyone, and thank you all so much for watching and participating as well.
It really is a great showcase of what the PlayStation ecosystem has to offer, and I want to encourage all of you to check out what we have upcoming. We've got Rainbow Six Siege National Cup Finals on September 15th. We got MK11 September 16th. We got an invitational there. a couple days later, it's my birthday, and then we've got, of course, Apex Legends Master Circuit wildcards on the 24th, some DBZ on the 27th, and then we finish it off with Apex, the Master Circuit on October 8th, and the Master Circuit Final on the 21st. Some great stuff happening in the month of September and October here in PlayStation tournaments, and I encourage you to check out compete.playstation.com. Many of you wondering, where did these players come from? They signed up, they joined, they decided, let's see what we can do. Let's put our name out there. And you might see them as fake Preds, you might see them as B&B, but they're winning money. They're on stream. Girl and I are bringing them on for interviews for a live show that's blasted out to thousands of people around the world on all channels PlayStation, and it all started with checking out that website. So compete.playstation.com is where we want to see you. Girl, any final words to end the broadcast?
Honestly, just thank you. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to the broadcast team for doing such an amazing job. Thank you, Rain Day, for being here casting with me today through your recovery as well, and being such an uplifting, positive person in the community. Can't wait to watch that YouTube video of yours as well. Don't think I forgot. I will be watching that tonight.
Thank you, G. I appreciate it. Always a blast and pleasure working with you and everyone in production. What a great show. Players, what a great performance. Fans, chatters, what a great engagement ecosystem. And PlayStation, thank you again for setting this up for people in the Apex community to have a chance to shine. They're certainly shining in my eyes, and the lights are shining too. It's about time to turn them off, but we'll see you next time. Do not worry. Never give up. Never stop gaming. We'll see you then.
Oh.